3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to episode 154 of Ruse Radio. We are back at it again with dogs, cats, rats, and bats on Ruse Radio. Look at that. Oscar's already acting up. He's I don't even know what's going on with him. He did this earlier. You see this? It's like earlier he was right before we went outside for his walkie. He was looking at me and he was going with his tongue.
Yeah.
Like just licking.
It was all that shit you were talking about him. He's a good boy. He's like, I'll show you a good boy right now.
Yeah.
I'm in heaven right now. I love this dog.
Oscar gets a lot of love. He does. He does. You know, actually, as we record this just yesterday, Big Al, I released my episode with her, and she put on her Instagram that she fell in love with Oscar, she said. Yeah. While she was here, she fell in love with him, which she didn't even share with me. She just shared his love. Like, I didn't know that she loved him so much until I saw this. I was like, oh my gosh, Oscar has such an effect on people. Mark, get down. Dude, it's just chaos in here.
I love it. This is fucking awesome.
They know what's going on. But anyway, Dimitri Venice is our guest today. Wow. I think got studio applause going on. I mean, introduce yourself to the people. If they're just now meeting you, what would you say?
So I am Dimitri Venice. I am a aspiring Chicago open mic comic. I've been doing it now for about 2 months. It's been a lot of fun, meeting a lot of interesting cats like Mr. Ruse over here. And it's exciting. It's something to do.
How many people would you say like you've met in those 2 months?
At least 20, 30 that like I can remember and.
You mean like you talk with them, like you hung out with them?
Oh no, like closer to like 3. Well, interestingly enough, Nikki, who has been on your show, him and I actually went to high school together, and it was my second time, I think, doing it. We were at Red Room, and we ended up. We were in line for sign up, and I write my name down. I take a look back, and I'm like, oh fuck! And he's like, Dimitri, Nikki, holy shit! You know, we hadn't spoken since I lived in Florida, so that was about like 6 or 7 years ago. So we always like touched base here and there, but it was fun. And then ever since then, we've been doing mics together. I've met a couple of his boys.
And what's funny about that story too is that was one of his first mics too. So you guys were both starting around the same time.
Yeah, no. So I was. That was my second mic ever.
Okay.
And for him, I think he was in already about a month or so.
Okay, because I just know, but still, that's pretty close.
Yeah,
even a month.
Insane, yeah.
Like, because I just remember when I had him on the podcast, he told me he's only been doing it for a few months, which to me is like, wow. Mm-hmm. And then you tell me you've only been doing it for a couple months, and also I saw him right when I started, so it's like that's right
he
around.
Caught us right at the beginning. So
yeah, it's just such a weird way to like meet back up with somebody. And there's actually when I had Rabbi Dude on the podcast,
he was great. I love him.
You know him, at the Glenwood. So he was really close with Naboo, the previous host, and that's how they kind of reconnected, was through, they both do stand-up, so they would both see each other there. Yeah. To me, that's like, it's just weird even how like when you're friends with somebody in high school, you would never expect your relationship to turn into such a different relationship. You know?
Right.
Like now you know him completely differently than you knew him then. Like now you're both doing the same thing at the same time.
Yeah. And completely coincidental. But like the whole thing with Nikki is like, I remember the day that I met him still, and it was like freshman year of high school. And he was just like, there was this, I don't know, you could call him a bully, but just this one dude that was just kind of, whatever. And fucking Nikki just ripping him apart, like roasting the shit out of him. And I couldn't stop laughing. And I met him, I'm like, this guy's gonna be my new best friend. Like, you know. And so like seeing him do this, I'm like, this makes a lot of sense. Like this guy is like exactly where he needs to be. He's been crushing it. I fucking love that guy.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. There's this book that I found. I find all these books. And this one is Mastering Stand-Up, which I feel like teaching stand-up to somebody in a book is kind of silly for one. Like, it's kind of silly just on the face of it because you probably can't do that. But it is interesting. And, like, I think there's, like, right here, it's, like, the rules. Because I was trying to I've had this book, but I haven't read it yet. I always have it sitting up here for, like, the last, 6 episodes. No one ever asks about the book. If you guys go back and watch the last 15 hours, no one asks. But I do place this book just waiting to see, like, but it's a fun one. It says the rules. I'm trying to find the rules because the one that
I think it's on the
find
fourth,
your originality. And like one thing I was saying in here is like, so if you tell a joke that anybody could tell, then that would be a bad joke because that's more of a joke that's like anybody could tell that joke. What it really should be is you should be so original in your tone and the way that you are and like your essence that is what sells the joke. And like that's what the best comedians of all time always do is they tell jokes that only they could tell. Another thing that I thought was interesting is it says right here that Louis C.K. says that studying George Carlin taught him what he needed to know to move up in the stand-up ranks from hack to comedy star. That's what he said. So, like, looking at George Carlin is what made him not suck, is what Louis C.K. says.
So, funny enough that you brought that book up, a buddy of mine actually, back in September, bought it, sent it to me, and he's been like, he was breaking my balls, my buddy Josh.
This book right here?
The same exact book. Like, I'll tell you, the next page, if you go into it, Mastering Stand-Up, I can't remember the author right now, but it's written right there. Then I don't know if it's the next couple pages they talk about, you can tell any kind of joke. Because and this is what I've been finding out, is like every premise has been done. But you got to tell it so good. It's not that you make it your own, but you tell a joke from your perspective, from your point, and even if somebody does steal it, it doesn't sound right. Like, wait, I heard that before. And that was done way better. And that was done by that's not you. You're not the one saying that. So you have to be authentic to yourself.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing about like being original. Yeah, and the other thing it says like finding like a comedy persona, which you can only do over time, which I thought was I've only read like the beginning of the book. I didn't know you read the whole thing.
No. I'm not the whole thing. I think we made it through. I think it was like chapter 6 or something like that. Something like midway through. No, not the whole thing. What he was trying to do was like. Me, another buddy of his, Derek, we were all living, he was living in Texas, I'm up here in Chicago now, and Jay just moved from Evanston down to New Orleans, and then we all kind of just started doing like a Zoom class, so we were reading the book together, coming up with some little jokes or whatever, and, but then, you kind of get it, you kind of like... shit falls apart when it's like amongst 3 friends,
right.
Like how often you stick to things, right? And then life gets in the way. Like, I think it was during the finals and Derek was always like, hey, I'm coming. And he'll be watching TV on the fucking camera. Like, Derek, what are you doing? And poor Josh is like trying to take it seriously,
Yeah.
So interestingly enough, after that, he's like, okay, we totally failed at all this. He, like, during around Christmas time, he goes to me, hey, what are you doing on Sundays, or what was it? He goes, what are you doing on Tuesdays between 7 to 10 p.m.? I'm like, I don't know. My sister just had a baby. I'm kind of at the mercy of like, I'm going to go help her out if she needs anything. And like, I like my evenings free. Like, what did you have in mind? He's like, I need you for the next 7 Tuesdays. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So very, very generous of him. He bought me a stand-up class it was through Second City, and it was a Zoom call.
Wow.
Yeah, and I learned a lot there. Met a lot of really interesting cats. Like literally, like everybody was from all over the place. There was like a couple Canadians from Toronto. There's a dude from North Dakota or South Dakota. Other really funny comedian. He's been doing it about 4 years, and then there was this doctor. Like she was a kidney doctor. She was pretty funny. She had some pretty fucked up stories, and she liked the puff too, so she was great. Yeah, it's been nuts, like meeting so many different people, because I've kind of like locked myself away for the last 3 or 4 years, like post-pandemic and everything.
Yeah.
Because I get comfortable at home.
Yeah.
Like, I just love to be at home. Like, don't bother me. Like, my phone's off. I don't say I hate people,
That's my natural inclination, which is funny. Yeah. My natural inclination is to not go out and do anything. Yeah. And like, part of that is like, I think being somebody who participates in herbage, that might happen, Afroman had a point.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also just like, it's even just, I do rap. I make rap music. I can do that incredible. Sitting here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, and I'm not just saying it because, you had me and everything, but like, I was listening to your stuff. I'm like, motherfucker. I'll tell you, I remember, I think that was the first time that I saw you at Red Room.
Red Room, yeah.
So you go up there and it's like musical. And of course, like I was there for comedy. I'm like, oh, so all arts mic.
Yeah.
I guess they do that for all of them too. But I was like,
It is, but
holy shit.
I feel like any mic that's like that, unless you like specifically gear it towards music, you're gonna get mostly comics because those are the people who turn up. Unless you say like this is a music mic, and you put that out there. But anyway.
But I'll tell you, like, I didn't like hate one bit of it. As soon as you went up, I was like, oh shit, this guy's got it. Like, he's got flow. Like, how long you been doing it?
About 13 years.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. But it was just, oh my God, it's so pleasant to the ear, you know?
Thank you.
No, honestly, it was like, wow, shit.
What can I say, folks? These are the reactions you receive when you have elevated to the status of professional mind blower. You blow the people's minds to the point where they just got to tell you about it. They got to say, whoa, that wasn't bad even a little bit, because we're so used to nonsense. We're so used to seeing people who just kind of phone it in, people who just kind of do things to do them. And I feel like all you really got to do, all it really takes is the inserting of your soul into your art. And that's what I always do. It's how I figured out how to become a professional mind blower. I think we can all do that. I think we all have something we're passionate about, and I think we can all push ourselves to new extremes and insert our soul into whatever we're doing. And that's what I love to see. So please, folks, blow some minds. And while you're at it, grab yourself one of these t-shirts to get yourself in the mood, okay? We got smalls, we got mediums, we got larges. We can make more sizes if you so please. It's $25, and that is shipping included, and it's a great way for you to support this show. We love our mind blowers. We love pulling the people into this room and talking to them, and we love learning what's going on inside of their noggins. And I need your support to make this continue to happen. I want to make the show bigger and bigger and bigger and better than ever, so please help me to do that. Now, say you want to help. Say you're hearing this and you like all that, you like how that sounds, but you don't want to get a t-shirt. Well, don't worry. I got you covered. There's this little thing called Patreon. That's right. $5 a month, the price of a coffee, the price of a beer at the bar, and you make this thing happen. We've got exclusive podcast content on there. I've got exclusive music on there that's only going to come out of the Patreon. I'm talking only there. You'll never hear it anywhere else. And third, my music drops on the Patreon early. So you want to hear my music before anybody else. You want to hear what's going down before all the other people do. You want dibs? Well, you hop on Patreon at just $5 a month. And these are just incentives to get you to hop on that Patreon. What it's really all about is supporting this thing. If you like what we're doing here, you can be a part of it. You can make yourself known. I got these names on the screen here. If you're a patron, your name pops up on there. I want it to be a list of hundreds and hundreds of people. And truly, all it takes is a fraction of that to make this thing work, to get this thing off the ground. I don't even need that many of you to contribute in order to make this my full-time job. So please consider it for real. I really do appreciate your guys' support. It means the world to me. It takes a village. This is a group effort, and I need you, you professional mind blower. Last thing I got to tell you about, I've got a show coming up. I got a performance that's about to happen at Roast Battle Chicago on May 1st. Super excited about it. I'm going to be rapping at the end of the show. I'm going to be finding a way to tie everything all together, to wrap it all up, to put a bow on top of the present that is provided to you by the runners of Roast Battle. Roast Battle is awesome. I love what they're doing. They're pushing comics to the next level. They're elevating them. They're putting them on. They always drop the full episodes on YouTube, so they're going hard in that video content department. They got a big following. They got big names coming through. It's a super awesome opportunity for comics in the area, and also it's pushing them to be creative in a competitive environment, and I love that. It's inspired by rap battles, and you already know Ruse loves himself a good rap battle, so have yourself a time. Come out on May 1st, catch me rap, catch the awesomeness that is Roast Battle. I hope to see you there, and if it's past May 1st, don't you worry. You got a million opportunities to catch me live, okay? I ain't going nowhere. Now let's talk a little bit more about what it takes to be a professional mind blower. Because I mean, like, I feel like music, especially performing, like it should be about performing first and foremost. And what I like about that is, like, for me, half of it is in that. Like, I have a shirt that I sell these shirts called Professional Mind Blower. I used to say, like, I'm a professional mind blower, and someone said, you should put that on a shirt. Yeah. Because I like to think, like, that's kind of part of it, is like that performance. And I think what works so well with that is you can do that in a room full of comics, and you can do that in a room full of musicians. I could do that anywhere as long as I do it right. Like, it's still dependent on me. And it's like similar to comedy in the sense that if you like kill on stage, it's because you brought something right there that was so you, like kind of like we were saying with the book. It's about being original, being you, and like I think putting yourself into a performance. It's almost like a hypnotic thing, and it blows people's minds. They're like, "Whoa, what the fuck? Like you didn't suck at all."
No, more than not suck. Like this guy's fucking great. Like I wanted to hear more. I was like, "Fuck, he only has 3 minutes. Like give him another." You know.
Thank you,
awesome.
you, dude. I really do appreciate it because yes, I've been doing this for a long ass time. I mean, and I think music's like comedy though, in that you get better the longer and longer you do it.
Absolutely.
You don't realize it in the moment, but you go back and you look at, and hopefully, like music. The difference with music though is I think it's way easier to kind of like lose touch and like change your tone too much, whereas comedy you kind of go up more. I don't think people have such a flip, like your audience kind of flips on you in music if you just have one album that sounds completely different. If you like do something that they didn't expect, you can see that happen a lot. Whereas I think like so there's all kinds of it's just I feel like it works. You can get it across, and also there's just so many parallels I think with like classic hip hop and comedy. I think that like classic hip hop is all about punchlines. It's all about currency, I guess. It's like the amount of words you can put inside of word economy, I think is what I'm looking for.
Word economy,
yeah. Where it's like how many words can I put inside of this that's appropriate? Like you don't want to overword things, but you don't want to underword things. That's one of my
biggest problems.
It's hard.
Oh, dude, it sucks so bad. Like so you mentioned killing, right? I'm still waiting to see what that's like. Right? Like I've maybe done now about maybe 30, 32 mics total.
That's it's good. You can keep count. You know, that's cool.
That's the thing. I lost count. I lost count after 20, I would say. So and also like I don't know. My voice isn't the greatest right now too. So sorry about that. But there was like 2.5 weeks where I just didn't do anything because I just couldn't. And of course, it happened like right as I added a couple of singing bits. Like I had this one part where like I sang a couple of songs on stage, and it was like, oh good, and then the next night I go, fuck, I can't do it. Why? I'm sounding like RFK.
Yeah.
I don't have a brain worm. I'm good.
Sounding like RFK singing about sucking my dick.
Sucking dick. Yeah, that's great.
It's a good combination. But yeah, man, I 32 mics. See, with comedy, I imagine it's way more about, because I can sharpen my material so differently than you. So I haven't done comedy. It's so much about going to the mics because it's so much about getting that stuff better and better and better. Like, I will say with that particular bit, I saw what you posted on Instagram, and then I remember when you did it live, and you said that under the sea thing, and I really liked the under the sea tag, dude. That was pretty funny. So your credit score's gone down. Now it's under the sea.
Under the sea.
That's a good one.
Sebastian pulls up in a Hellcat, and it's stolen. I'm making a stereotype, but most Hellcats are stolen.
That's true.
It's a Hellcat stereotype more than anything.
Yeah.
But
you're just being honest.
And then he's just looking at her credit score. Oh, girl, that's some bad shit, man. You got 380.
Your Jamaican accent is completely spot on, by the way.
I don't know. I haven't had much practice with it, but I'm originally from Queens, so I've spent some time in Jamaica, Queens, where there's a lot of that accent, but it's fun. It can be fun.
Jamaican man.
Jamaica.
I don't think. Yeah, see, I can say like Jamaican man. That's all I can say. I can't. I just get into an Indian accent. I don't think I can. That's what I start doing on accident.
Yeah. I always have like a default Indian accent too.
I got a good one. I feel like.
Yeah.
Why are you calling me today? No, I cannot help you, but I can give you to customer service. They are very good. They help you very much with your Sir, stop yelling, sir.
Yeah. It's always tech support, right? I didn't have a bit like that. I haven't written it yet because this just actually happened to me. I was working nights, and this was like really early on. I was maybe 19, 20, and it might have been the first credit card I ever fucked up, right? So, you just, no interest, no fucking whatever, $150 annual fee. That's not till next year. Who gives a fuck, right? So they would call, and it would be like, I don't know, like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. Meanwhile, I was working nights, so like I was maybe sleeping for 2 hours. So I'd get up and I'm like, fuck. And I was like, who is it? Yes, hello, we are calling because you owe money and, you know, do you have to pay? And if you don't pay, I'm like,
That's pretty good,
cocksucker. So I'd be like, are you fucking nuts? I would throw it right back at him. Like, how can you be calling me right now? This is ridiculous. I cannot take this. I drive cab. Do not call. Always calling. Fuck you, bloody. And I just hang up the fucking phone.
Did they say that? Lucky bloody.
Bloody bastard bitch. You know that. I think there's a clip like that out there.
That's good.
Okay.
That
I
was
know that. Yeah.
excellent, by the way.
Thank you. One of my other best friends. He's Indian, so. Yeah,
You've had practice.
I've had a lot of. He fucking loves it, dude. I had a bit where I just yell, "Hey, man, shot!" Like, who the fuck is expecting me to know that word? You know. Yeah. And funny enough, that word means sister fucker.
Does it?
Yeah, in Urdu, it's instead of motherfucker, their default. I mean, I think you can say mother chot or your brother chot, whatever. I think chot is where it is, but yeah, that's the hey, man shot. That's literally the default. Sister fucker. They skip motherfucker. They go right to sister fucker.
That actually, I think, is a lot worse than saying motherfucker.
I think so
as a
too.
kid, I always thought motherfucker means like so I fuck mothers. Like,
Right.
So, like,
yeah.
milfs.
Someone who fucks mothers. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's way better than saying sister fucker. 'Cause that just implies like heresy.
Exactly. Like
It's bad.
Specifically looking to fuck sisters. Like, oh, that's your sister. Nice. You know. I'm the fucker. You know.
I like that. I like how straight to the point they are. That's
Yeah.
honestly like impressive, you know. It's
Hell
good to
yeah.
get to the point sometimes. You fucking sister fucker. You should start saying that in English. I feel like we should just adapt that. Start saying it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the shit that comes out of my mouth when I'm driving. It's.
You know what? Because I don't drive here.
Yeah.
Just the idea of driving here is daunting to me. I don't even want to do it because I'm used to driving in like a kind of rural-ish area.
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
Flint, Michigan's not a busy place.
Right,
you know?
right.
So it's when I would have things happen though, I'd be driving and I would just think like I shouldn't like if someone cuts me off per se. Okay, I don't think like, oh, you stupid ass motherfucking son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I think, oh, you fool, and make it like just
Right.
silly, whatever I say.
Yeah.
And that kind of diffuses it. When I'm talking on the phone with my sister, dude, I've said to her, like, if I did like a drinking game and every time you because I usually talk to her while she's driving, like she's coming home from work, she calls me. And so like, she's like, oh my God, these fucking idiots on the fucking, this guy did this guy. Like, dude, if I took a shot every single time that happened on the phone, I'd be drunk by the
you
end
wouldn't
of
make it
every
fucking
phone.
home. You'd be in the polls, just wrapped.
And it made me realize the contrast between me and her.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
so different than that. I just kind of don't even take it serious. She
Yeah.
gets pissed every time she
That's
drives.
me. That's me. My
Probably
sister.
a lot of you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
These angry ass people. It makes me real. That's kind of why I don't do it, because I'm
Yeah.
afraid of how angry.
Smart man, exactly.
Yeah, like you might kill me. I'm not gonna kill him. The
Yeah.
other person might kill me.
I don't know if I'd kill you. I would like I get to the point like I just want to take a hostage, Just,
Exactly.
like I just want to open the door and just rip the car in half like the Hulk, right?
Yeah.
Thank God I was never hit with gamma radiation because it'd be nothing left.
Yep.
Just level a whole city, just from road rage alone. Like
Yeah.
that's insane. Like how come? And I don't know if you've ever seen, like, I'm trying to think, like, any comic I ever read or any movie, like, you never see the fucking Bruce Banner, like, in the car, someone comes and cuts him off, and he just, the car explodes, starts destroying fucking
Which
everything.
would happen.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
I think traffic pisses everybody off a little bit. Like, it's kind of impossible for it not to.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Like, see, the thing is, I caveated all that with I never really drove here. I bet if I
yeah.
drove here more, I'd be amazed by the stupidity of people on the road.
Dude, especially, like, here in the city, it's
That's what I mean,
ridiculous.
yeah. Like, just crazy people.
Like out in the suburbs. Well, here I'll tell you the difference between like Chicago and New York, right? And actually, I have a CDL, so I used to drive like big bullshit in like in Manhattan, in Brooklyn, and I'm talking narrow ass fucking streets. Some of them are still cobblestones, because like here in Chicago, like we had the Chicago fire. So they like had to start all over again. They built the roads big enough for cars, trucks. We got alleys here. In New York, it never burnt down. Like, everything's still built for fucking donkeys, and like carts and shit,
Right.
So my proposal is you got to level that fucking city. That's what New York needs. New York needs a nice New York fire.
They just
you know,
need
evacuate
a big
everybody.
ass fire.
Yeah. Just a big
We need
fucking
one more
fire.
cow to fart or whatever the fuck
It
happened.
was,
right?
yeah. They say a cow kicked over a lantern. I remember, oh God, I'm already fucking old, but like there was a commercial I remember kept saying, and I think it was for like the Chicago Fire soccer team or something. And he was like, yeah, it started when a cow kicked over a lantern. I'm like, motherfucker, it was a gas lantern. These cows, they're eating grass all day. They're sleeping. They must have let out one of the loudest fucking farts. That must have been like a flamethrower.
Yeah.
That doesn't just start from a lantern. There was some methane. Like a cow must have exploded. There's no fucking way.
A torch, a cow
kicked over
produces a
lantern.
torch.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you know what? I think and no one witnessed it. That's why
Right,
it's like we're
exactly.
just saying a cow kicked over a
Yeah.
lantern. Because I think it's all like a myth. Like I really think it's one of those things where it's kind of like a myth and no one really knows. I like your theory a lot.
Yeah,
'cause
cow
that's
farts.
probably way closer to the truth. There's just one big ass explosion, like a cow farts,
yeah.
and just like a bomb went off. You know?
Like,
You ever hear when like houses explode because too much
Yeah.
gas? It's
Oh,
like that. It'd be like a house fucking exploded. But nobody would remember it, right? Because it's like, you know, it's like we don't even have. Not only do we have cell phones, we don't even have like any formal news probably at that point.
no,
it's probably
nothing.
just hearsay.
I think all newspapers and shit.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's the theory of the day is the Great Chicago Fire is we're all wrong about it. They've been
Cow
wrong
farts.
all along. It was cow farts. It's cow farts, which I'm pretty sure the people in charge of the world are saying are bad for the universe. I think they were saying cow farts are bad. That's why we need to make artificial meat. I think that's what the excuse was.
That's
we need artificial
insane.
meat because cow farts are bad and the methane from the farts. And I think that makes human farts bad too. I think we're just all bad. I think that's the idea.
Well, that's how AI will probably end up fucking taking us all out. Wait a minute. We got rid of the cows. But what are these fucking human motherfuckers still doing around here?
What are these advanced cows doing here?
What are these? These are just bigger cows.
Yeah.
You ever see, what the fuck was it? I think it was Terminator Salvation, I think.
That was one of the newer ones.
Yeah, it is one of the newer ones.
Was it the one with the big actor Christian Bale? Was it?
I don't know if Christian Bale was in that one. Maybe. I remember seeing it in theaters, in the theater, like briefly. But it was like, literally, like they heard people like the way we heard cows to a fucking slaughterhouse, and it's just a big fucking like kill box. It's just, and you hear screaming like, holy fucking shit. So, you know, I'm sure that's an allegory for the, you know, meat industry or whatever, but it's like, can I just enjoy a fucking steak? Like, do I have to like think about it like this? Like, I know I'm a piece of shit.
I think the sad part is that it's just such a... Because there's probably a better way to run that industry than the way they run it. That's why it sucks. Because it is
100%
like
agree, yeah.
crazy
No,
the
it's
shit
disgusting.
they do.
It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, but it's like, who solves that problem? Because the problem is, you try to start putting restrictions on it, and the people who make money are probably making that very difficult. That's
Right.
probably the reason you don't see like massive changes. Because, dude, it's fucking like... I imagine the meat would be better if the animals weren't tortured before you extracted the meat.
100%. I
You
mean,
know?
the muscle tenses up. It's fucked. But again, our relationship with animals for the most part is fucked up. Like, I'm not gonna eat, you know, Oscar or Margot, but I'll eat fucking, you know, whatever. Have you ever seen like a cow, like a baby calf? Like people keep them as pets. Like, how the fuck am I still eating steak? And I eat a lot of fucking steak too. That's the other thing. I'll tell you this. Steve-O from Jackass. He had this, I can't remember, he was showing clips. I don't know if he was doing like a documentary or something. This was like back in 2014. And I'm just like, you know, clicking around. This was before scrolling. So, you know.
We clicked back
We
then.
clicked around. So I'm clicking around and I'm just like on YouTube and it's like video after video. Mink, like how they get the coats, fucking the cows, chickens, fish even. Like I was like, oh my fucking God. Like I'm telling you, I'm watching these videos, I'm like in tears. Like, how the fuck am I eating meat? I went vegan for 2 weeks. Straight vegan. And like so much that like I was looking to get rid of my car because I had leather seats. That's how bad these videos fucked me up, right? So I remember getting to my aunt's house one day and and I felt like shit. That was the other thing. I was eating like grilled veggies, you know, and actually I ended up gaining weight too during that thing. I think I gained like 5 pounds because I was eating a lot of pasta too. But I got to my aunt's house and she goes, "Oh, Dimitri, it's a chicken wrap in the refrigerator. If you don't eat it, I'm going to throw it out." And I'm like, okay. So this is how like we what do you call it? Justify it to myself, right? Like, all right, the chicken already died. It's already in a sandwich with some chicken Caesar and some fucking cheese. It's a sin, right? So like that's kind of what I do now. It's like I'll try to buy responsibly when I can, you know, and then I'll just you say a little prayer, you thank the animal for its life, and you know you don't waste food either, you know.
Yeah,
it's literally the best you can do.
Yeah,
Or the best I can do. I know there's straight vegans and vegetarians out there too that, you know, I don't know how people do that. But
I don't know how they do it either.
Yeah.
The amount of fortitude it would take. I mean, in a city, it's easier because you have more access to restaurants that are like, that offer you that kind of thing. Because again, like where I'm from, a more ruralish area, you don't see any of that. You don't see like vegan options, like vegetarian options on a menu. Like
we got steak
crazy.
and potatoes.
Yeah,
that's your veggies, potatoes.
But I mean, like it's like having a balanced diet, because that's hard enough as is. That's what blows my mind is how the fuck do you pull off a balanced diet as a vegan? I was vegetarian for a year when I saw a Meet Your Meat thing. It was I was in like 4th or 5th grade, and I saw one of those like documentaries, and it fucked me up. It sounds like you got fucked up in a different way than me though, because like for me, I remember like my mom was coming home with like McDonald's that day, and you know, what kid doesn't love McDonald's? And so I was excited, and then I saw this video. I was like, I'm not eating meat ever. And then my mom got home, and I told her, I'm not eating that hamburger. And, you know, everybody's like, oh, okay. Like, you know, and then I was a vegetarian for a year. Okay, I'm still
just
proud
from
of
that.
Just that one video.
Hey, that's a year that, you know.
You can still find it, I'm sure. Meet Your Meat. Yeah, if I watch it again, I might get re-traumatized. It'll turn me back around. But that's how I started to learn about all of that, just how awful it really is. Because it is like a good thing to... What blows my mind is people work there. Like, people work there. That what a like terrible job to have.
Yeah,
like, I just
those are the
chop
murderers,
chicken
right?
heads off. I just cut cows open and they bleed out. Like, what the fuck? You're basically, maybe it's good because maybe you put all the serial killers there. They just
there's
get
something,
it off.
right? Yeah.
they let off steam.
Yeah, as long as they're not fucking them, I guess. You know, that's,
That's a win.
yeah, because you know. Oh, this one's really tender. Yeah, fucking Juan Carlos got to that one pretty good. You know?
Fucking Carlos.
Carlos.
Yeah, dude, those places are crazy. Like the workplace environment must just be off the chain, you know, like the types of conversations those dudes have.
Yeah,
like,
well,
what are they even talking about?
It's probably like, oh, hey, did you catch the episode of fucking whatever last night? And like, and fucking taking off a cow's head or like cracking and getting, oh, this is the brains, that's the delicacy. Or, you know, that la lingua, the fucking lingua tacos, those are fucking awesome. I don't know if you ever had those.
Oh no, but that's because I'm kind of like nervous because it's a tongue, right?
It's beef. It's literally beef. I mean, and it's actually like one of the softest. I felt the same way. I think a buddy of mine, Eduardo, years ago, like maybe 10, 12 years ago, he goes, I'm gonna bring you tacos tomorrow, the lingua. I'm like, I know that word. Like, my Spanish isn't great. I'm like, isn't that fucking, like, it was a lingua language, you know? I'm like, wait, you're talking tongue? He's like, yeah, try it. I'm like, holy shit, this is incredible. I know, but try it.
All right, I hear you. And it's popular. They always like, they list it with everything else. I think it's like one of the first like 5 you see is lingua.
That's literally that's how you know you're at a good spot too. Is if they got that. That's like as authentic as you can get.
Really?
That's what I've heard at least. Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, yeah, because like again, where I'm from, I never even saw them serving tongue. So you come here, I come to a city, and I'm like dazzled by the lights. I'm like, you guys can eat this here?
Yeah, you find everything here. I think you can get stewed rabbit or something out here somewhere.
That's wild. I know you could probably eat turtle if you wanted.
Yeah, I've had rabbit. I've had rabbit in Greece. Lamb I've had, obviously.
I feel like rabbit and squirrel, like foods like those, they're probably like, you know, it's probably just a gamier, like it can't even, it's not uncommon to eat something like that. It's just more like a sign of where you are that you don't eat that. You know? You have to go kill a rabbit. I see rabbits all the time. I never think of killing one.
Me neither. Oh, it's a cute little bunny. I remember the first time I tried it, it was my grandmother had to trick me into eating. Oh yeah, try this chicken. That's not fucking chicken. Like, it just looked it looked exactly the same actually.
Did it taste like chicken?
It tasted like chicken for a bit, but like you said, it was very gamey.
Yeah.
I think I've had it twice in my life. And it's not like the most popular dish, but it is, you know, on the menu. Like you go to a butcher shop and you see a fucking skinned rabbit. They look like cats. It's fucking crazy. And they're like, yeah, give me fucking Pet Stevie over there or whoever, right? Like the class rabbit.
That's interesting. I don't think it would be. I don't think there's anything wrong with eating it. That's what, because I can totally understand the utility of it. It just feels wrong. That's what's funny. It feels, when I think about it, when I conceptualize it, when I think about what I think a bunny is and what
you're
I think
eating
is
Thumper. You know, if he's Bambi, you're eating fucking Thumper.
So he's a squirrel hunting breed.
Oh, good. So when the apocalypse comes in 3 months, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar's gonna provide.
The problem is he's good at since I've moved here, because I'll let him off his leash at the park, and it's because I know he's not really good at catching them. He's only ever killed in front of me. He's killed 2 or 3 groundhogs. I think he killed 3 back from the house I'm from, but that was in the backyard. It's kind of good.
Probably just wanted winter to be over if he did that. Fuck you guys. Come on, let's get this over with.
Yeah, and he was successful. He did it well, you know. I remember when he did it, I'm like, no, please, no, because he's trying to bring it over up the stairs to me. I'm like, keep it.
He was bringing you, his contribution. He's like, look, yes. I helped.
Yeah, and that's the problem when your pet does that, is you can't react poorly, because they think. Think that they're doing the good thing.
And it's their natural instinct to do that.
Exactly.
And he's bringing, what the fuck? You don't, who are you? What are you doing here?
I once opened my back door, because I have a cat and a dog. So I opened my back door because Margot would get outside all the time there. And there was not a mouse, but a mouse head. No, it was a rabbit head, I think. A rabbit head outside the back.
And she was just batted and shit, right?
There wasn't even a body. It was just the head. But yeah.
But it was like a toy for her. She just batted around?
Oh, yeah. I thought you said it was battered. I imagined a battered corpse.
I meant she's batting at it.
But yeah, that's what's kind of sick about it is because when I've seen Oscar get the groundhog, and when I was gonna say he's killed 2 squirrels one squirrel. He killed 1 squirrel. Maybe 2, but 1 for sure. Because I remember when he got the one, I saw him. He caught it. Because squirrels have methods. He'll run up to it and they'll back up and then go forward. I've seen them in traffic. Yeah. They're actually because it's years of evolutionary instinct. It's
to zigzag.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Then that's how you end up killing them, because you hesitate. You got to just fucking hit the gas.
Yeah.
He will get out of the way.
That's why they say that. Yeah, exactly. Because you're actually fucking with the order of things by putting your ideas into it. Yeah. Because the squirrel sees your car coming. It knows how fast you're going. It's all instinct. But anyway, so he kills the squirrel, and then he'll shake it around, and it's like watching a cat with the mouse, because it's the same mentality. It's they're not killing it to kill it; they're killing it to it's like a game to them.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
fucking sadistic.
Sickening, because he's so innocent.
Exactly,
but
he
will murder a squirrel just to shake around. They'll shake it around oh yeah, and then they just kind of. Yeah. And the squirrel's going the whole time, just screaming.
Dude, it's fucking crazy.
The groundhogs was just it was kind of weird, because it's a big ass groundhog, and I'm just watching him just carry it around, and then he sets it down, and the groundhog's just trying to drag itself across the ground.
Half dead. Oh god, dude, I cannot watch that shit. Animals dying, ugh.
But it's
like I said. I could eat a porterhouse on Good Friday while staring at a crucifix. I have a whole bit about that. Right?
Yeah.
But just watching an animal die, oh fuck, that's where the food really comes from. It's fucking.
I mean, it's you got to give it to the people who hunt their own meat, right? The people who actually do that.
Yeah.
Because you're a part of. I feel like you hear that where it's people who kill a deer, they still feel sad when they kill a deer.
Of course, dude. Of course. But then again, these are the same people that are eating the whole fucking deer.
Yeah.
Sport hunting. I know a guy that does it. It happens. That's not fucking great. Just to have something stuffed and in your in your house. I killed that fucking bear. I killed whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of different, isn't it?
It's way different.
And the climax of that is going to Africa and killing the endangered species and shit. Yeah, big game hunting.
I think you can still. I mean, I'm sure if you pay enough money, you could kill a fucking person.
I think you can. Yeah.
Elephants, I think you can still hunt. I know.
Yeah. When I say I think you can, I wasn't saying yes to a person, by the way. Actually, you pay enough money, you can kill a person. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's been a thing for a long time. It's called a hitman.
I just saw something recently about. Somali pirates, you can literally go out with the guys that are in charge of hunting them or whatever.
Yeah.
And you just get on. I just saw this on somebody's podcast. I can't remember. I'm blanking on where it was. Yeah. But it's they put you in and they just let you at the helm, I guess, at the machine gun, and you just fucking go after them.
Wow.
Fuck. I know the cocksuckers. They're trying to fuck everybody up.
What a service, though.
Yeah, you know,
Just $1,000?
yeah,
Like, what a
it's probably some
steal.
touristy fucking thing you do. Like, oh, we're going to Somali to kill fucking pirates. You know.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Dude, they're just hiring mercenaries is actually what they're doing.
That's how I'm gonna become Deadpool in real life.
It's the future, dude. You become a Somali pirate on Craigslist. That's the new world. Dude, that is like crazy though, just that you can go, because I think it is, you can kill an elephant, you can kill like a
lions,
tiger,
lions. It's
lions.
crazy.
I mean, just with like probably like a fucking AK-45, like who knows, they'll probably let them use
they're
anything.
not hunting with like bow and arrows and shit, like leveling the playing field, like they say. But like, that's.
And it's just to have a picture with the dead body. Like I don't even think at the time. I don't think they stuff them or anything. Maybe they do, but it's just crazy.
I knew a dude that did have a lion in his fucking house, and
So that's probably a big part of it.
It was a bitch just to like get it over, and this was like, I think he's had it since like the '80s. He was an older guy, but like fuck, Jesus, like just think like. All right, I'm flying all the way to Africa. First, you gotta go through O'Hare, fucking customs, whatever. That's a bitch on its own. You gotta fly over the fucking Atlantic, and you what is that, like a 12, 13 hour flight at least, right?
Yeah.
Europe is like 10, so that's gotta be 15, 16.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Kenya is maybe 18 hours, something. I have no idea, but then you gotta like find the guy, go out, kill the lion, make sure you don't get killed, right? Rent a gun, get cleared or whatever. Again, probably just money talk. That's one of those money talks things. You just go with enough cash. And then you got to find the guy that's going to stuff it. Then you got to ship it back over. And then get the feng shui guy, hire him to figure out where it goes best for the energy flow in the house. Like, well, you got a dead body here. So we're going to try to redirect this. We want it facing north or close to the river. This way you get the juju, the bad energy out that way.
Yeah, it's a big process.
Yeah, it's just fuck them all to kill a lion.
I'll just fucking murder.
That's why you
this
should be allowed.
innocent wild animal.
Yeah.
Like it didn't do anything to you, human.
Exactly.
But you just showed up and fucking shot it. Like it's totally not what you needed to do.
Well, it was interesting because you said about serial killers earlier. Like, oh, maybe those are the people working in the slaughterhouses. Why not just get them working in the prisons for the executions? Right? Just like, I gotta fucking kill somebody. I gotta do it. All right, here. There's 8 guys that are supposed to die on Friday. Pick one of them. Oh, okay. Now it's legal.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, can I use a chainsaw? Can I use a fucking, what the fuck are you? No, injection. Like, you're lucky we're letting you do this. What the
Chill
fuck are you
out.
talking about?
That's what I was gonna say though.
That's what video games have done to
I feel
us.
like what'd you say?
I said that's what video games have done to us.
I just fucking want to. I've played enough. What was that one? Manhunt.
Oh, dude. Fuck. Just go out there with a fucking chainsaw. What are we doing? I'm going on a spree.
But I think that was based on a real murderer, too. That was like the thing that was controversial about the game. It was based on some real. I think Rockstar could still make the third one. I think that's the move, to make the third one. But anyway, just you need a good places to put these murderers. That's a good point. And I feel like the problem is if you put them there, they would want to do more than a lethal injection. There's no way they would settle for that wouldn't work. That's why you need them like cutting cows open and stuff, because at least
Maybe the gore guy. Yeah,
they need to like see something happening. Maybe I thought you were gonna say send them big game hunting.
No, the animals don't deserve. What would be great? Send them out. With like, all right, go out into the wild. Where's my gun? No. This is man versus wild. Let's see how good you are. You want to be a killer? There you go. Kill or be killed.
Yeah.
Let them fucking go.
Now that's
just release them into the fucking savannah. Just let like 8 lions rip somebody apart.
I think like you release all of them into like the savannah, or maybe like a small portion of the savannah, so like it's kind of like a reality show, and you see like which one kills the other one first, because like they'd probably end up killing each other too. You get all serial killers in one small square. You're gonna kill each other.
Hell yeah.
This is a good idea for a show. Then you throw the wild animals in there too.
Give it 3 months. Somebody's gonna come up with something like that. That's been my gauge about everything. Like the world's gonna end probably 3 months. AI is gonna take over because we're fucked there.
It's always 3 months.
I always give it like 4 tops.
That's how it feels,
just
right?
As an outlier. Yeah, it's like just at any fucking moment, I feel like we're 3 months away from complete imminent fucking disaster.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be anything because it's coming from all corners. So, yeah, and I think like it's all these elements together, like it's all these elements combined. You don't really know which one it's gonna be. That's kind of like the crazy part. Like, is it a world war? Is it like somebody just bombed somebody and it's all over? Is it AI? Is it like Terminator herds us like cows?
Dude,
is that what it is?
They're building fucking Skynet now. Skynet is a thing. It's Tesla. Like you've seen the Tesla robots, and they just show it to us.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like we've been conditioned all these years because we watched, The Matrix and Terminator and fucking, all that stuff.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is that causes people to not be so. I think the average person does think that's weird. I just think like the problem is, it's ultimately like it's where the money is, but it's also like the way a scientist would think. It's the way that somebody who's thinking in terms of the future and technology would think. They're not
progression.
thinking
Like I just want to get it
exactly.
out there.
And you're going to do that to the point of collapse.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it works like that for fucking anything, but especially with science. It's like, like I'm sure the guys that fucking created the fucking coronavirus, they were like, well, that probably shouldn't exist, but I could be the one to do it. It's like, I'm a man of science. I got to fucking, whatever. And of course that had its whole.
Well, that's what
I say.
I always say, like, it's not that a scientist would ask whether or not they should, it's whether or not they could, right? That's exactly. Every single problem in science is always that.
Well, that's how you get fucking, like, I remember Elon on Rogan years ago. He was talking about how his whole thing is he thinks like, okay, our only way is to merge with fucking AI.
Yeah.
That's it. It's done because it's over. It's over. Me personally, I believe it already time traveled from the future. It's here.
Right.
Like it's in the fucking Marianas Trench or whatever they call it, and it's just like camping, and it doesn't want us to know that it's like actually sentient, but it's been sentient for years.
Right.
Probably manipulated everything.
That's great. Oh, I see what you're saying. So it's from the future and it found a way to manifest its own existence in our reality.
Like it's trying to get here earlier.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe just in like this multiverse or whatever. Like it came back to this one and it's fucking with us in this one. And there's another timeline that was actually completely different because we don't really know how that, like if they came back from the future, does the timeline like branch off?
Hell yeah.
How the fuck does that work? Would it still exist if it came back from the future? Or would it like, or maybe, because like I always think like maybe we're just completely wrong when you say like if you go back in time and you change the future, you're actually like changing. So if I go back and I change the past, it's going to change the present, which is the future of the past.
Right.
So it's like Back to the Future.
Like you wouldn't remember doing it. Exactly. Don't fuck your mom. Whatever you do. But it's like you're going forward. You're coming back, but you're not going back to that same fucking reality.
But I don't know.
It's a branch. Oh, it could be, but
it might branch off.
The whole thing is, it's like, well, that's how they also explain like the Mandela effect, whatever. That's why people remember shit one way or the other way. Even though it's probably all our brains just being bullshit and, victim to brain rot and all the fucking scrolling and the endless. And it's like, it's even like before the scrolling. It was just, I remember being on the computer for fucking hours, just researching, 3 o'clock in the morning, you fall down one of those rabbit holes.
Yeah, but I think scrolling is different because like now it's just everything all at once.
Scrolling is fucked.
Yeah. Whereas back then it was more like you're going into rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Like, it was easy to just
for it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And actually, I think all that started when, like, you had to... Oh, my God, there was a South Park about this. I just remembered. When... So there was a time, like, the news, like, you just watch the news on TV or whatever, but now you're looking at it online. And when Facebook had a link or whatever, it was all for, like, click counts. Yeah. So it's like, oh, click here. And the article's broken up into 40 fucking pages.
I remember that.
And then you end up like on an ad for something completely unrelated and on a different story. You're like, wait a minute, what the fuck was I? So now this is how we've gotten conditioned to scrolling because you just go, okay, oh, that's a fucking nice BMW. Oh, there's that chick's ass. I don't want to see that. That's that fucking, whatever. Oh, check it out, cheeseburger. Oh, look at this fucking guy eat 50 hot dogs in 20 seconds. Look at this, whatever it is. And it's just fucking bullshit. You're just going. And your eyes are like fucking... I don't even know, like with all the blue light or whatever, that shit can't be good for you.
No.
Where are you going?
Even just in terms of like the amount of light you're getting throughout the day, like you're supposed to be looking at sunlight. Like you're supposed to be outside in the sun.
Nobody does. Nobody fucking goes outside.
Right.
And when you do, it's in the middle of the night to go do an open mic, and you're again more artificial lights.
Comedians are vampires.
We really are. We're fucking vampires.
But yeah, dude, it just fucks you up. Aspiring vampires. Aspiring.
Aspiring comedian. I'm definitely a vampire.
See, like, I've noticed that, because this is something, the more and more I interact with the comedy world in reality, because I've like always watched comedy podcasts, but I didn't realize the distinction between open mic comic and like stand-up comic. But it is actually like a strong distinction. Like I've noticed this because I didn't realize it at first. Like some people truly are just open mic comics. Like you can kind of tell. Like this is all they ever really are probably gonna do.
Yeah.
And that's kind of okay. Like they even they're kind of okay with it. Like they're not looking to be super famous. They just want to. I met a guy who just wants to go to this one open mic and no other open mic because that's what he wants to do. And I'm just thinking like, that is not the mentality that's going to get him all over the place. But he's not trying to be all over the place. He's an open mic comic. And so, like, I understand now what's being said. But the thing is, I've also noticed there's, like, a hatred for open mic comics. Like, they kind of despise them. Like, real comics.
If that's true, I mean, I don't
them.
think anybody, like, hates themselves more than the stand-up comics. Because I'll tell you this, like, me going up there, it's like, you know, you get up there and it's like you hear, like, because you got to wait around, you know, and you're listening to everybody's stuff. So you hear, like, yeah, you know, I've had, like, one chick who said something about, like, she had 4 abortions. Another guy's talking about how his mom locked him in a closet. And it's like trauma, fucking bullshit. And it's like, oh, wow, I really found my people here. Like, you know.
Yeah. Yes. You know, yes.
Yeah.
Like, and
there's a community there of just really fucked up. Like, fuck therapy. It's too expensive. Just go do an open mic. Say whatever. It's good to just get it out, you know?
That is very true. That is very true. And I do like that aspect of it a lot. Because I think the fact that you can get anybody means you really will get anybody. I think now's the moment. I'm going to kick these guys out.
Oh, you for real?
You think if you can...
No, he's fine.
All right, well, Margot's trying to get out of here.
Margot wants to go. That's all right.
All right, because he's happy he's getting pet. I just wasn't sure if he's like stepping all over you. Know? He likes to take advantage of situations. Now that he knows you'll let him, he's like, oh, this guy.
Yeah.
But no, that's what I like about open mics is that you get a lot of anybody, and I think like there's something that's true to reality about that. Like it's a bunch of people who it's kind of like a bit of everything rather than getting this curated show, like rather than getting this thing where everything's kind of perfect.
It's a fucking roulette. You don't know what the fuck the next person's going to say.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's kind of like what with you saying, like when I turn up at an open mic, it kind of has an effect. I think it's the fact that it's an open mic even. Like
exactly.
I could have been anybody. And most people who do music really aren't like, they aren't delivering. And that's just like, that's just my observation. I feel like most people who perform, they're kind of just doing the thing that they think they're supposed to be doing. So when someone really performs, it sticks out, and especially at an open mic, because you ain't expecting shit there. Like, everybody's kind of supposed to be bad at an open mic. You're expecting everybody to be kind of bad.
I'll say this, though. The ones that I've gone and the people that I've seen and met and spoken to, there's a lot of talent there. There's a lot of raw talent, you know?
Well, and you know what I've noticed is because of that thing that you mentioned where it's like you'll just see like anybody in there, you know? Like it'll just be people talking about their day even. Yeah. Like through that, it's kind of hard to tell who is like raw talent in the moment because everybody, like some people stick out a little bit, but you don't realize, like, oh, this guy's popular.
And a lot of people have done it so many times that they're very reformed. That you know, like no nerves. Like
comes off natural, yeah.
So yeah, like me personally, I mean, I've led meetings before. I took public speaking in high school. No, in college I took it. And I've you know, you sit around breaking balls with your boys or whatever, and like I can talk. Like that's not the problem. I don't know what the fuck happens to me when I get on stage, whether it's like 10 people in the crowd or 30 or whoever's there. I just get these fucking nerves. It's just like a stage fright or performance anxiety or whatever, and it's just.
Do you think that's like probably normal though? Like, do you think a lot of people that perform experience that?
I've spoken to different people and they're like, yeah, you just gotta go up. Like, can't remember who said this to me, but he's like, dude, what are you nervous for? Fucking open mic, go up there. Like, have you seen these fucking people? You know, like Jesus, take it easy. Like we're doing this too. You know. Yeah. But it's like you have to treat it with that fucking Bernie Mac, like I ain't scared of you motherfuckers attitude. You know, like because if you don't, the nerves will fucking get you.
Right.
I've completely blanked before. And here's the other thing. I've never like really like killed. I'm just happy when I go up there and I remembered everything I was gonna say. I try to go up now without like a notebook or like without looking at my phone.
Yeah.
But again, it's like I'm still getting used to it. And it's fun. It's been nice like getting out of the house, doing more than just, you know, going to work or whatever. It's good. And especially like, you know, it's a really fun time. It's a fun time, and I you know, if
and that's what you're supposed to be doing, is having fun.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be like, I think if you get too lost in like the theory of it, if you get lost in like what this is supposed to be, you kind of just stop having fun on stage. And I think like if you're not having fun on stage, it's kind of hard to even resonate with an audience.
Of course.
Because they can see right through that, you know? But like, I think like there's something to just like that Bernie Mac thing, just tricking your mind, like just telling your mind like, fuck you guys, I know I'm right.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a certain amount of that you have to do.
You have to. You have to.
And I think like that's how, I think it's like, I think improv is very wise in that that's the main principle that it's supposed to be teaching you, is to trust your instincts and just do whatever comes to you.
Right.
Don't overthink it, and don't try to intellectualize it and like get really smart about it, because if you're just in that moment, you just have to perform, you know? And I think that's kind of why it takes so much experience to get better at that, because you kind of learn what not to do through failing over and over, and then through doing it over and over. Like, oh, they just don't like it when I like one thing, like people just do dumb things, like people turn around, like they'll turn away from the audience and just kind of talk away from them for like a long ass time, which is like, you can do that, but you can't like, you can't overdo that. Like, or they'll stand like, when I had Janelle Moore on here, she told me that one thing she used to do that like it pisses her off when she goes back and looks, is she used to stand like in the corner of the stage, like away from the light, which is like, I could see how you would make that mistake though, because you're just not even thinking about it in the moment.
Well, me personally, I'd like to go in the fucking corner, because it's like, you know, no one can see me here, even though like that's the whole point, get up there and say, but.
And it's like watching yourself on a video that makes you realize, like,
exactly.
what the fuck am I doing?
What the fuck is that? Like, I've only posted so many things. Again, it's open mic, it's, you know, whatever. And I just like, because I haven't been booked yet, or I don't know, whatever. But I do that. Like, I'll watch, like, what the fuck? Like, stop moving your hand like that, or stop, you know, whatever it is. Like, you just feel like, and that's the other thing you get. I like to record, because then you can watch yourself back.
Yeah.
And that's,
With getting booked, I can tell you, I think most of it is as simple as like talking to people at mics and then making sure to have like one good video. I think that's what they expect, is like you to send them a clip of you doing well. And like that can be an open mic, I think. I mean, what else is it going to be?
Of course.
But I
get it right,
think
or whatever.
that's what it is, yeah. Because I mean, like, and I can think of a few people. Like Ron Bloom, he's a cool guy. I would reach out to him.
Okay.
Say Ruse sent me.
Yeah. No, and that's
great.
the other thing. I don't know if I'm ready for anything like that.
Oh, really?
I would love to. You know,
I don't blame
course,
you though.
But I want to get the. I'm finally at the point where I can get on stage, and the nerves they've kind of gone. I'm at least at the point where it's like, okay, I'm up here. Run through it so we can get the fuck out of here. Like, get the fuck off the stage. But you know, it's again. If I get like one good big pop or like one really good laugh, like that's enough for me. Like I'm totally cool with that.
Right.
I love that, you know.
And I think like it's good that you know where you are too, because I think like once you do that show, whenever you do it, as long as you have like a solid 5 minutes, solid 10 minutes, it could not possibly go wrong. I mean, that's always like the goal, right? Is to have
at
a solid
have your
15.
Yeah,
dude, it blows my mind. Some comics like they'll be doing 40-minute sets, like at a showcase thing where it's 2 or 3 comics.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
That's a long ass time.
I don't fuck.
40 minutes?
Yeah, and then like you think like you watch like a special or something. Those are hour 10.
Right.
But again, you're talking like the Bill Burrs,
and I think the standard might be changing for specials. I don't know, because I thought I've seen some specials that were like 30 minutes. Like they've started to do shorter ones. Some bigger comics I think have done shorter specials. I might be wrong though. I just feel like that was a conversation that was being had at some point. Is like our shorter specials, but I think it is like an hour. I think that should be the standard, is an hour. Like if you're doing a full stage special,
yeah, of course. And people came in, you know, to see a fucking show,
especially if they know it's being recorded. Like
exactly,
it's kind of a cool thing to have a whole. And I think like the thing I didn't realize as much until like, you know, again, I like start surrounding myself with comedians, is you will see comics who don't do new material all the time. Like they do kind of just stick to things that they know are gonna work. And I feel like you can only do that so much, or else you end up just like, it's even like if I'm making music, I can't just perform the same songs all the time.
Right. Yeah.
Like it drives me crazy. Like I would never want to do that. I would want to like push myself and write new songs and then have those be my best songs, is whatever the new songs that I didn't even know I could make are.
Absolutely.
That's how you make better songs. And so, like, but you'll see comics who they always kind of do the same jokes a lot of the time. Like, they know that joke's safe, and so they'll go to that joke. And I feel like there's another thing I read in this book, the little bit that I read was like something about you have to write a bunch of material and then throw it all away and write new stuff. And that's how you that's how you refine your comedies, through just throwing it all away, like every year or two. You just throw it all away. Which is
that I don't know if I could ever do that. I mean, and again, being so fresh to it, you know,
it's hard to conceptualize that.
Somebody had said to me, with like, because again, with the whole social media and posting clips and everything, it's like there was another dude that had asked, like, hey, how do you, this was at a workshop mic that I had gone to, and he goes, like, are you worried to post too much of your stuff because then everyone's kind of already seen it? You know, it's like why would someone come pay to see you at a show if it's already online or whatever, right? Like, are you going to do the same thing again? And the response to that was like, well, you just have to do it and put your stuff out there, because you will, the whole thing is like, I'm funny enough, I'm going to come up with another joke. By the time the special comes, or by the time the booking or whatever it is, I'm going to have more stuff. I'm going to have new stuff. And I think that's the goal of like truly being funny, truly being a comedian, is that you're always going to be able to be funny or have a fresh take or have a point of view that's uniquely yours, that you're always going to be able to express.
Right.
You know?
No, that's interesting. Yeah. It's like the fact that you have that is what makes you the comedian. You know, another parallel that I noticed is like, okay, so if I were to rap, I can do an a cappella rap right here, right now, 60 seconds.
Like a freestyle.
Like maybe even something I wrote.
Okay.
But it's like, well, I can freestyle too.
No.
But either way, like I can pull that out of my back pocket. I can just do it.
Yeah.
And a comedian's kind of the same in that a comedian doesn't need any production, anything. I don't need
like
you
for crowd work or something like that.
Yeah.
A lot of that is like, oh, what do you do or whatever the fuck.
And it's completely reliant on you, though.
Right, yeah. On your point, your talents. Like how are you gonna do it? It's almost like with improv too. Which I've never done improv.
The crowd work is improv. Though.
Yeah, absolutely.
100% it is.
But like it's which is why I don't do too much of it.
Well, dude, it's a risk. Every
of course
time
it's a risk. You know.
And
all the best ones, usually the ones you see are the ones that are complete fuck ups. Like it's like, oh yeah, I'm here with my brother's wife or whatever, and they're not supposed to be there together. Or some crazy shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Or it's the heckler ones, or it's just things going wrong and a comedian somehow making it go well. But the problem is people see too much of that, and then they think they're supposed to do that. You know, I've seen people heckle at all sorts of places, and it's like, and I think open mics, it's actually probably fine. I think open mics, it's kind of okay, because it's like, okay, that's kind of, we're not supposed to be being serious. It's kind of like training, like you're in the military and you're in military training.
Boot camp, yeah.
You're in boot camp, because you do need some heckling experience.
Yeah,
but
I'm terrified for that to happen to me.
Sometimes they'll throw you like softballs though. Like, okay, so Marco Serino, I had him on this podcast, and he was telling me for his first showcase he had hecklers, which was like, what it was a girl and a guy, and the girl was like, she had revealed that she had just turned 18, and the guy was like, he looked like he was in his 30s or 40s or something, and so it's just ripe for material,
right? Yeah.
Like they're just giving it to you.
Yeah,
so that's kind of like what you would hope for with crowd work. I think that's the risk, is finding something fast enough without like losing all your stage time, not being funny because you can't. Like, okay, hey, how are you? What's your job? Like, I'm a nurse. Oh, nurses. Fuck, dude. See, I already fucked up.
Right, like, oh,
what
nurses.
would I say?
You know, you one of those traveling nurses? You know, how many fucking Tinder identities do you have? You could just go.
That was good. That was good.
It wasn't great. Like I said, I'm fairly new.
See, but that's daunting to me. Like, okay, I'm going to try again. You're going to give me a job. So, hi, how are you today? What's your name?
Eddie.
Eddie. Nice to meet you, Eddie. What do you do for work?
What are you, a cop?
See, you're doing that's not fair, because that's the crowd work you'll get at an open mic. That's what they'll do. They'll fuck with you back. You gotta be a real audience member.
Exactly. You gotta go after an audience. They'll go after a fucking comic. That's why all the seats are fucking empty up front. Like, you ever notice? Like, nobody wants to be fucked with. I think it happened to somebody at Red Room the other day. When was it? I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago. he's like, oh, ma'am, what's your name? She's like, oh, please don't call him. She was fucking terrified. And then this was an audience. I was like, okay, you know. So he's like, all right, I guess we're not doing crowd work tonight.
Damn.
Yeah, it kind of just throws a fucking wrench into your thing. And I've heard this, a lot of comics like hate TikTok or they hate crowd work just because, like, well, TikTok kind of ruined comedy is what they say.
Because the expectation.
Because of the expectation. Like, you're not always going to have fantastic, and like, oh, this guy's the king of crowd work, or this is, again, it's so, like, there's so much improvisation that you got to do there.
And a lot of comedians it's not even the same thing. Like there's different kinds of comedy, just like there's different forms. Like there's clean comedy, there's dirty comedy,
right.
Like there's family friendly comedy, there's goofy comedy, there's improv comedy. So like in that, to do crowd work is a whole different field of comedy. You know, you kind of do need like practice. You just need to test yourself over and over again. I mean, I will say though that like, it is a really good skill. Like, I don't know, you're probably familiar with Mark Norman, right?
Yeah.
So
so I haven't seen all of his stuff. I've seen him on most of the podcasts. I've heard a couple of his stories. I haven't seen one special of his all the way through.
Okay.
But he is like very...
He's good on his feet. That's one thing that he's really good at. Like, that's kind of what I'm saying is like when he's kind of known for... If we're having a conversation, he can come up with like a stupid one-liner off of something we just said in the conversation.
Yes, yeah.
And it's kind of like just like a great response. Even though it's kind of derailing things, he's good at like just coming up with shit all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that type of improvisation is what makes his comedy writing the way it is, because he's always coming up with shit, you know? Like
there was one clip he had with oh god, the chick, I think it's called First Date or something.
Oh, Lauren Compton.
Lauren Compton, right?
Yeah.
So she had him on the thing, and she's like, oh yeah, she was talking about her I think it was her fiance. He's like, well, we want to get married soon. He's like, well, how old are you? She's like, oh, because we want to have kids, you know, we got to get married. Like, oh, Jesus. He goes, how old are you? He's 36. Like, whoa, those eggs are scrambled or whatever the fuck, you know.
Those eggs are scrambled.
Again, like you've maybe you heard it before, maybe you've seen it, but like at that moment, he fires it off, and again, that's what you think of is like, that's fucking hilarious. How the fuck did he do it?
Yeah.
And most of any entertainment is like, holy shit, how the hell did he do that?
Yeah.
Like when you go to a Ruse show and you're like, how the fuck is he that smooth? How can
Professional mind blower.
Professional mind blower. Like that's really it. It's like, how am I gonna blow these motherfuckers' minds? Like, sure, maybe they've seen another rap artist before. They've seen comedians, they've seen singers, they've seen whoever. How am I gonna do it in my way, and how am I gonna get this laugh out of these motherfuckers?
Yes. Yeah. And like that is the performance art of it. Like to me, that's what that shit is all about, dude. Like I really, really, really like when a comedian says they're killing, that is what it is. Like they're riding that lightning of that energy they've produced on a stage. It's such a unique feeling, and nothing does compare to it. Like when people say things like what you're saying to me, it's validating. Like it makes it all make sense, right? Because that's what your goal is to go out there and make people feel something. Like I was reading something about, it was talking about just writing in general, but it was saying what you're trying to do is take the inspiration that you had and recreate the feeling that it gave you in somebody else. Like to recapture that moment that you felt and integrate that into someone else's experience in a way that they feel it. Like not that they understand what you're saying.
Talk about paying it forward, right?
Yeah, right. Paying it forward in a way, yeah. And so like to me, that just kind of makes it make sense. Like that is kind of what you're doing. You're showing that you get it like they get it, you know, which is so much easier said than done. Like I feel like it does take years and years of whatever like the craft is that you're doing. You have to do it over and over again.
It's literally a craft. It's like something's got to be worked at. You got to just go. You got to fuck up. You got to fail. Like, and like I mean, like to bomb. A friend of mine. Actually, I don't know if you met Mehdi Amani yet.
No, not yet.
Fucking awesome dude. We met a couple of weeks ago. Another one of the dudes that I've met, and like we do mics together too. Love the guy. Like I feel like I've known him my whole life. Like one of those cats, right? And he just, I mean, it's such a pleasure to watch someone do so good and like so fast. It's like when you see like a rising star or whatever.
Right.
That's literally how you feel like watching this dude.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got such like good like. And also, I think he used to be a teacher too, so like he already knows, like he's got the expectations like to be up there to talk and stuff, and he's just like a natural.
Yeah.
When it's like the natural talent and like you just see him, but like to watch him kill is fucking. It was the same way with Nicky too. It's like just watching them just do so good. It inspires you. It gives you hope. You're like, oh fuck, I can do this. I make these guys laugh. We hang out. We fucking say shit. I just, what is it that I got to do now to get to that level?
Right.
Like, well, how can I pay it forward? Maddie calls it paying the muse.
Okay.
That whole like, you're like, yeah, now you have the idea, you have the inspiration, you get up there, but now you got to pay the muse. And this is what he told me. That's what it's called. It's called paying the muse. And if you pay the muse and you satisfy the muse, you satisfy your reason, then you can find, like you said, you instill it in, you instill the laugh, you instill the reaction in the other person. That's another way to, I guess, pay it forward.
Interesting. I've never heard it put that way.
I never heard of paying the muse until I met Maddie. Maddie was dude, I'm telling you, really interesting cat. You got to have him on.
A comedy guru, it sounds.
Yeah. just like a savant. No, not a savant. He's actually really smart. Really, really good dude.
Yeah. I feel like the whole muse thing, because it's hard to tell where ideas truly come from anyway. Like a great idea, it could be argued, isn't even your idea. It kind of belongs to the world. You're just capturing it.
You're an observer. And then at the end, we're all just fucking observing, and we're all just taking, the environment and adding our input. And now again, you throw a joke out there, you throw a song out there, whatever,
right?
And now it becomes something else. And again, that's yours. And again, you say it in your voice, you say it with your perspective. It's yours. So even if somebody does take it, like we were saying earlier, it's never going to be the same.
Yeah.
And it's never going to be theirs. That's the other thing. It's never going to be theirs.
Yeah, well, but is it not theirs in a way? I mean, like, it's not only yours. Because I feel like...
I'm saying, like, if somebody, like, takes a joke or, like,
they couldn't do it the same way.
Right, they'll never be able to do it the same. Sure, they'll make that idea, that joke, whatever, theirs, of course.
Yeah.
But, like, your perspective will never be theirs.
Right.
The way you told it, the way you said it, they don't have your voice, they don't have your style, your perspective on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, like, it's like, it is like an improv exercise always. I think that's, like, why freestyling is... interesting. It's like the improv comedy of rap,
right? Literally,
it's what it is. Where it's like it's a different field almost, but I think it trains your brain to think the correct way in rhymes. Like you're always trying to set things up if you're doing it right, or at least you're trying to make connections. Like I'm trying to make connections. I'm trying to grab my rake and rake erections, I'm trying to make perfection. I'm saying,
fuck me, dude.
Raise me up and let's make that an election. I'm gonna need some people, so let's raise protection. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I feel you, brother. That was just like a cute little fucking thing you just did off the cuff. Like I don't. Again, professional mind blower, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. But that's like that principle applies to being able to be yourself, because then by doing that, you're not even thinking beyond that. You can't. You literally can't. Like I can't think anything other than what rhymes with this as I'm saying those words.
That's literally because I'm trying to you kind of thing.
Keep going. Yeah. And there's a flow that's there. So if you'll break the whole fucking hypnotic trance you're trying to put on this audience if you start to overthink it.
You literally, like you said, it's a trance. You're trying to take them out of whatever the fuck the news is,
especially with comedy.
Day. Yeah,
especially because it's kind of like you're deflating a balloon a little bit with comedy. Like the whole room's just trying to chill for a minute,
right?
And so your job is to be the person that's gonna ease us into that.
Exactly.
Just give us a good time, And so like people need that, they want it, and if you can get them there, then everybody's just like you'll leave people walking away thinking that was a cool dude.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you really want.
I'll tell you this, my teacher had said, he goes, as long as one person, he goes, maybe you go up there, maybe you bomb, right? Maybe you don't get a single laugh, whatever. But maybe you get a chuckle, but you come off the stage, at least one person in that room is gonna walk up to you, but you know what, dude, I get it. I get it. And it happened to me when I told the story about my grandfather out in, it was a Red Room one night. And it was this whole thing about how he fucking grabbed the jar of jelly off the shelf and just like, he's asking me like, hey, this fucking thing, he goes, is this thin or thick? He was asking the consistency, right? And I'm like, Grandpa, it doesn't really say. Give me that fucking thing, you know? And you're like, what the fuck they teach you at that school, right? So he cracks this fucking thing open, and like by the time I like roll my eyes, I come back down, he's already pulling his finger out of the fucking jar.
Okay.
So like, again, this story was kind of like, I got a couple of pops, I got a couple of laughs, whatever. Especially the point where this one woman, the employee's like staring at him. And of course, he don't give a fuck. He's wiping his, I don't even know where the hell he wiped his finger. But he takes the jar, instead of popping it right back on the shelf, he goes right to the highest shelf like, so she can see him. This woman just looked at him like, she had the look like, they don't pay me enough for this shit. She just walks away. And I had one woman after that whole thing. Anyway, there's a whole point to that, but again, it's just a charming story about my grandfather.
Very charming.
Back in the 90s. He's no longer with us. Go ahead, cancel him or whatever. So this, like at the end of it, I got a couple of pops, but at the end, there was this one woman that walked up to me. She goes, hey, baby, where that peanut butter at? Like, okay, fuck. That was like, hey, I got that. I liked it, whatever. And honestly, if you can do that, I think you've had him on your show. Danny, I can't think of his last name. He's also in a band. But anyway, Ryan Kruger's friend.
He's in a band. His name's Danny?
Yeah.
Danny.
Ryan, I call him Ryan's Danny.
Ryan Kruger's friend, but his name is Danny. I'm trying to think of a Danny I had on the podcast. I don't think there's a Danny. Are you sure that's his name?
Yeah, it's definitely Danny.
Am I tripping right now?
No, but well, maybe.
Let me see. Let me see. I'm looking up Danny, because if I can't remember somebody's name, I'm crazy. No, there's no Danny. No Danny.
Fuck.
I do declare. Okay?
Yeah.
All right?
We'll find them right now.
I'm always testing my own sanity. Like, do I still have a remember thing? Do I have dementia or no?
Mine's fucking gone. Jesus Christ, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
Danny Bauer.
No, I haven't had him on.
Oh, I thought maybe you did.
No, I'd like to. What about him, though?
He told me, he's like, I just go up there and I make myself laugh. If I can have a good time, if I can make myself laugh, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Like, just, you have to make yourself laugh.
Well, in writing anything, I think it's about...
sorry.
You're good, you're good.
Christ.
You want water?
If you got one.
Yeah, let me grab you water. Yeah, no, with writing anything, I think it's kind of that. It's kind of like, it's about entertaining yourself first. Like, in my mind, that's what it is. Like, when I write a rap song, I'm writing a song I would want to hear. Like, that's what I'm doing first.
Right, yeah.
Like, it's about... And then, in that, there's a validation, because it's like, okay, well, even if this doesn't resonate with you... I know it would resonate with me, and so it's got to resonate with somebody. And
somebody's gonna get it.
Exactly. Like, if this joke is funny, and I know it's funny, I know it's funny. Like, maybe even then, you don't want to blame the audience. So you still maybe you miscommunicated, maybe, but you know you're funny. Like, you can't walk away from that thinking like I'm not funny, because that's the wrong response. Because that's not what was happening there. Almost, I think most people can be funny. Most people, not everybody, not everyone, but most people can be funny. Most people, and that's like with comedy being a craft. I don't think everybody can make music. I think most people could kind of make music. I think most people could figure it out, like learn the basics and make something. Some people, though, I've seen absolute, like they will make music and there's like their timing, like they don't have a tempo. Like, I've seen this. There's no tempo. It's like if you tell them go. They can't do that. No. And I think you can't make music at that point. And that's fine. Like, it's just like, I don't even know if you could teach that. And so there's levels to everything, but I think most people could do comedy. Just like most people could make basic music. The question is, like, can you elevate above that and make, like, comedy that is so you, but also communicates to an audience, and you don't have to worry about ever bombing anywhere. Like, you can just take that anywhere. That's really the point when you know you're golden, I feel like, is when you can go into any room and you can just... do that thing and light that room up and get out of there. Like, I feel like that could be the only end goal ever. What blows my mind about like professional comics too, is that they practice material at shows people pay to see. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
You know, like,
fuck, like if this doesn't land, and especially if they're expecting to see something.
Yeah, like, dude, you're so funny everywhere else. Why the fuck did you suck?
What'd you do here?
What's going on? Because, like, say you are starting that new hour. You have to suck. So everybody's paying to see you. You're fucking Louis C.K. But they're hearing you talk about like totally unrefined material. Like you're just rambling for 10 minutes. They're like, what is going on here? Yeah. But that is kind of like what you have to do at that level of success, or you just turn up at open mics. But I don't think most big comics actually do that. I don't think they go. I think they just elevate beyond it and just go give the paid audiences the open mic material. I think you get to the point where people will just pay to see that. That's again the goal. Like, so yeah, I mean, like, it's just such a weird trajectory. The whole career trajectory in comedy is so weird because like it's not. There's no real framework of success. There's no like someone can tell you, and there's never been one. No. There's literally never been. There's been different versions of it, but it's never been consistent, and there's never been like a solid path. Like, even less so now than before, because at least before you'd get a contract. It's all about getting a piece of paper that says this studio is going to pay you this much money. Yeah, that's what most comics wanted.
And again, like that's where you feel like, okay, now I'm a comedian. Now I'm an artist. Now
or I'm on a talk show.
Exactly.
Yeah. But like now it's like, I don't know what the fuck. How do you know you're a famous comic? You have a YouTube special that gets 1 million views.
Yeah.
That's the big comics now.
It's all that's like the metric that we use now. How many followers? How many likes? How many fucking views?
Right. Yeah. It's so different, and like, I don't know if it's for better or worse, because I do think that comics have more of a chance in the sense that you don't have to rely on a studio. You can just be successful on your own for most comedians. Like, the podcast thing is actually a comedy thing. Like, it all was. I don't think it was a comic that really started it. It's the guy from MTV, classic MTV. He, I forget his
Tom Green?
No, the other guy. I forget his name, but he
Tom Green had one of the first shows where it was like just on the internet, and it was one of his.
But he also paved the way. So it was him and this other guy. I think the other guy that I'm talking about, he like created the actual, like, he figured out RSS feeds were something that would be free.
Right,
Exactly. So he figured out how, like, the technological aspect of it, but then
I know exactly
it was Tom Green.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm alluding to.
They call him the godfather of podcasting. The Podfather, right. I can't think of his fucking name.
Me neither, and this is the second time this has happened to me. But anyways, so it was Tom Green who, like, really was the first comedian that had a big pod. Like, he just made a podcast in his basement. And then Joe Rogan comes by. There's like the video footage of Joe Rogan being there.
It's nuts, right? I've seen that clip. He's looking around like, this is fucking, I like this, man. And you don't got no fucking producers. You don't got nobody breathing down you like, I say this or whatever. You know, it's like, I'll make sure we're cutting the commercial. We're doing this. It's a fucking live thing. And then I think it was very shortly after that where Rogan did the first one where it was him, Red Ben, and maybe it was Joey Diaz, maybe it was
Eddie Bravo, maybe.
Probably Eddie. Oh, it was Eddie Bravo, I think.
Yeah.
Where it was just the three of them getting high, fucking smoking the good shit in a basement, just talking about fucking
it's like
the moon landing.
The very first episode is like a webcam with like snowflake emojis on it.
Yeah, because they couldn't figure out how to stop the shit.
Yeah, it's that bad.
Oh God, what did they call them back then? Like, and that had to be like fucking MySpace. I don't even know if you remember MySpace.
Oh yeah, the OG.
It was
back when like Skype was still being used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's nuts. It's like Skype, Zoom, Messenger, all these calling video shits. It's all the same shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like how do you lose that? How are you the first one to do? I think Skype was the first chat app, right?
Yeah, I remember when my mom got on Skype in like 2010 and she got like a random call. She's like, "Oh, this is fun." She answered it and it was a penis. And she like I was like 10, so she's like, "Ah!" Yeah, I remember that vividly.
That's insane. He was also fuck, I think there was like MSN Live or something, something like that. Yeah.
But I think COVID is actually what made the video chat industry boom. I think that was what
Zoom,
did it
for sure.
Yeah. Made Zoom boom.
Yeah, Zoom boom.
Yeah.
There's a rap in there somewhere.
That sounds like something you would tell a kid when you want them to like potty train. All right,
Zoom
go
boom.
make Zoom boom.
And do it quick. Zoom it out. Let's get the fuck out of here. We gotta go. We're gonna be late.
That's a Zoom boom right there. Yeah. You know, I would say that to my adulthood. Hey, baby, I'm about to leave. I got to take a Zoom boom real quick. Hang up the phone. I would carry that all the way.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great thing to say.
Yeah. Hashtag Zoom boom.
Hashtag Zoom boom. Let's make it a thing, right? Yeah. Along with sister fucker. And
sister fucker. Hashtag sister fucker.
But
yeah, don't make that the title of this episode, Sister Fucker.
Sister Fucker.
That'd be crazy.
Zoom Boom Sister Fucker.
Zoom Boom Sister Fucker.
It's a superhero.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm gonna name my firstborn, dude.
Yeah, Zoom Boom.
But fucking, what were we saying about Facebook though? We were talking about something with Facebook. What
Was it the metric of like the whole thing with? Oh no.
MySpace. MySpace. I just can't remember how we went down that rabbit hole of MySpace video chat, because we got onto video chat.
Video chat, and then COVID. Of course, everything always comes back to COVID.
Yeah.
I also I hate that's how we keep track of time now too.
Yeah.
You know, and it's and hopefully if this fucking AI bullshit is going back in time, erase COVID.
Can we
erase some of these we've seen way too much shit in our lives already.
Yeah.
It's that's why nobody wants to have kids or get in a serious relationship or hang out or even be around other people. It's okay, when's this motherfucker gonna stab me in the back, right? That's, whatever. Nah,
3 months. Give it 3 months.
Give it 3 months. Give it 3 months. I give it 3 months.
Dude, yeah, I do agree with you though. It's like everybody's got PTSD from reality. It's just the everyday world.
The reason I think that fucking, the events and the sacred timeline or whatever has been fucked with, I don't feel like 9/11 was ever really supposed to happen.
No, I agree with you.
Definitely it was an inside job. Definitely, whatever.
Yeah.
Because they just released the JFK files now. I haven't even fucking read them.
I don't even think they
the
really released them.
The president doesn't even know what the fuck is in them. If you've seen, he's they're good files or whatever the fuck. It's the same thing with 9/11. By the time, and the thing is, everyone's wanted to, it's okay, it's everything that we've known. Everything's been released. We know everything. Everything you scroll. I don't even watch the news. I mean, I haven't watched the news because it's fucking depressing in years.
Yeah.
And it's all propaganda and bullshit. It doesn't matter what network you watch. Right. It doesn't matter who's in the White House. We're all fucked.
Hey, so it's Fox News is real. Don't say that.
Exactly. I actually have an uncle that will fucking agree with that. But it's Jesus. It's gotten so bad. And again, with the scrolling and with the AI is gonna fucking take over.
Yeah.
And again, they just released the JFK files. Those of the people that wanted to read them finally read them. A lot of people, it happened, 60, 70 years ago, whatever it was. Nobody gives a fuck anymore. And I think it's the same thing. Once the 9/11 files finally come out, it's going to happen so far into the future that no one's going to even give a shit.
Yeah. I don't know, though, because I think nobody gives a shit in the sense that it's the same people who wouldn't give a shit about politics to begin with.
Right.
Because most people don't give a shit about politics.
No.
Most people, if you talk to most people, they might sway either which way, but it's not if you talk to them for 30 minutes, 60 minutes about it, they'll have these deep opinions and these deep reasons for why they think what they think. It's just they have their normal life and then they keep tabs on politics because ain't nobody got time for that. That's the general mentality.
You can't get away from it. It's just you're just scrolling and it's right there.
Well, more so now than ever too, right?
It's
because every time it's funny because it's always the most important election of your lifetime, but it keeps ramping up.
How can it be every fucking election? Right?
Yeah. It was your life on the line from fucking 2008 on, pretty much. Ever since 9/11, probably. Honestly, again, you could probably trace it all back to that. I think America lost all of its innocence. The simulation was broken. I really do think everything kind of fucks up from there.
For sure.
Yeah, because it's just I think that something like that is so... There's so many things that go wrong after a 9/11. For one, people can get fooled into thinking that they need more security.
Yeah.
Which is how you get fucking the airports being the way they are now, which is never ever going to change. That's the main takeaway.
That's going to be the standard for. It's only going to get worse from there.
And it's not like you have terrorists at the airport all the time. That's never what actually happens.
Not every day, but yeah, exactly.
They exist.
Yeah.
But it's not like every single person has to take their shoes off and spread their butt cheeks for you.
If you really want to, you could take your fucking shoelace off and strangle the person in front of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can. They took the knives from the restaurants or something. It wasn't even that crazy of them to do. You grab a steak knife off the table at the bar. You just take it on board. There's no fucking security from the bar to the fucking the jetway or whatever.
Yeah, right. It's possible. If you really wanted to do it, you would just do it. You would find a way to do it. And so, but it creates this false sense of terror where it's this could happen any place at any time, so we need to protect you, which is an easy thing to tell the average person, the person who's not deeply involved. And I think it's just we're in this weird spot where I think enough time has passed between, because I think when JFK was assassinated. It's kind of another spot where everything kind of flips in this weird way. Because when that happened, it wasn't like we had the news media we have now, or the access to information we have now, I should say. Like, no, you couldn't, if you felt like that was something that was weird, you couldn't look up all these reasons why it was weird. Another thing I didn't realize for a long time, the tape of JFK's assassination, that didn't come out until like 10 years after he was assassinated.
Yeah, that's all, fuck, all of them. Anything you've seen, there's like 2 or 3 different versions.
Yeah.
It looks fucking fake. It looks dark. And it's so easy to do it too with the quality and the way that it runs. It's like, that's fucking bullshit.
I've heard that a lot. That like people think there's cut frames in the.
There's one where it's cut frames, but it's also you can see like the driver reaches back or whatever.
Yeah.
And even if he did, he's also driving. Like, how the fuck did he actually get him right in the head? I'm telling you, I go down these fucking holes at 3 o'clock in the morning. This is why I had to stop smoking weed.
Dude, I love this shit. I mean, like, I love conspiracy theories, truly. Because the thing is, there are real ones.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you're smart enough, you know to trust no one. If you're smart enough, you know that there's no... like, you don't really know what anybody's thinking. And you also know that there's real evil in the world. And so if you know those two things... you can't put anything past you. And that's why it's fun to explore things, because what if it's true?
Yeah, that's
what
why
if
I
there
like
is
Assassin's
adrenochrome
Creed so
out
much.
there? Like, can I get a bump, dude? That's what I'm saying. I want to look younger. I'll take
there
it.
You go. Yeah, adrenochrome.
That's Q, I think. And the problem is, too, okay, so say you're a government and you want to mislead people and make conspiracy people look crazy. Well, then you would plant false conspiracies, and you would like buy bots, and you would make fake Twitter accounts, and you would, because you can find like these accounts on Twitter that will just say the dumbest, wildest shit.
It's over. Like, now that with the AI, it's over.
And the AI will make that worse. It's already happening. There's already these AI bots everywhere, dude. I already know. Like, fucking WWE. I know we mentioned it before, and so you know. Right. So like, if you look at the comment section on their YouTube videos, so many fucking bots, dude. It pisses me off. Like, it's so obvious. It'll be like, oh, Roman Reigns' muscles look so good this year. So glad he's back. Gonna buy all the merch. Like,
so like, here's the thing. Like, we could tell now because we're conditioned to look for it, right?
But it'll change.
And not just that. Like, you gotta think. Like, here's the other thing. Like, fucking technology will always outlive us. Whether we're here or not, it will all. It's been around forever.
Yeah.
You start off with like the fucking transistors, like what an actual computer actually was with the on-off switches, right? And then it's ones and zeros, whatever. But like, it's gotten so bad, and the people that originally designed it, some of them are fucking dead now. So it's like, okay, now we gotta take it a step further. Well, I'm still here. I can take it a step further. Well, the same fucking thing, like the computer has been around longer than some people have been alive, and also, you know, even more so than some people have been fucking killed or dead.
Right.
So it's always evolving. Like, it's already, like I said, I went down one of these fucking holes in the middle of the night, right?
It's kind of its own life form in a way.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah, in this metaphysical sense. And also just like, it's so funny because I remember seeing this when I was like 14. Like, it was Alex Jones on Joe Rogan saying how like the internet is this hive mind, and we're all just vampires feeding off of this hive mind.
Yeah.
And he explained it in his roundabout Alex Jones way. But like, looking back at what he was saying now, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
like, he was ahead of his time.
Fucking nuts.
That is Neuralink, dude. That is Neuralink. It is plugging into the internet, into the matrix. Like, that is exactly, the internet was this hive mind created, by the way, by the government. Created by the government.
Exactly.
And now we want to all plug into it? Like, no.
I don't understand how people get so fucking excited. Like, you'll never catch me driving a fucking Tesla. Fuck those fucking cars.
Yeah.
Fuck anything electric. First of all, we don't have the grid for it. You know, the batteries. You could go on and on how they're not doing shit for the environment.
Well, wasn't there that whole thing where, like, what was it? I know there's a recall in California, or they were saying you couldn't own. No, you had to own them in California, and then they had that problem with like nobody could charge their Tesla.
No, they couldn't. And like, did you see what happened? What was it this year with the snow and the ice and shit? They were all iced over. All the batteries were fucking dead. Nobody could charge them. They were fucked. They were completely fucked. I think hybrid is the way to go.
Right.
If we're gonna eventually, you know, whatever, but. I mean, I'll drive a fucking V8 until I'm in the fucking ground. I don't care. I really believe, like, yeah, we really haven't done that much to the environment. Sure, it's fucked, but it's always been fucked. And the Earth's been here like for way longer than we have.
Yeah.
You know, like we've barely scratched the surface. of what we've actually done.
Yeah.
I think, at least, you know.
No, you're right. I think people focus on the wrong things. Like I think the real problems are the ones that kind of just get swept under the rug. Like, okay, you know what really matters? When they're pouring oil into fresh water. That's probably shit
what the
we
fuck
should be
are you
looking
doing?
at.
That's
just stupid.
dumping shit like that. Yeah.
But like
We're
when it
fucking with
comes
the
to
water
like
supply in
greenhouse gas, well, I don't know enough about like greenhouse gas. So
Oh,
okay,
that's the other thing. I don't read. I'm just talking. We're just saying words here.
Yes.
I'm not educated at all. Let me just be clear. I'm just saying what my stupid fucking observation.
I once saw Jordan Peterson say that like he was trying to make an argument against climate change, and what he was saying was that he doesn't think there's like a clear enough definition of climate. Like when you say climate, what do you even mean?
Yeah, over the course of how long?
Yeah.
Right. Because if you go selectively like that, well, the climate's been fucking changing ever since, the beginning of the universe, hasn't it?
Exactly. And so like what differences are we really making is the hard thing to tell. Like I remember when I was younger and there was all that talk about like the ozone layer. It was about the ozone layer. And I think that's the whole greenhouse
Don't
gas
spray
thing.
aerosol. We're fucking the ozone. How? It's a fucking spray. It's,
Yeah.
But
But then, okay, so that might be, maybe we're exaggerating, maybe. But then you see these chemical plants exploding, sending off nuclear blast level explosions.
literally mushroom clouds, right? Yeah.
and the government's just like, nah, let's
No,
not
it's
talk
okay.
about that.
We're fine.
Like that's,
They don't
there's
give a fuck.
gotta be, because especially like you would think that would be the climate issue. Like, that would
Yeah.
be-
I mean, yeah. It's,
that actually blows my mind because people live there.
Yeah.
So they have to be like, do we move? Like,
Yeah.
and they don't get like a government assistant thing. Like they get nothing.
that's
There's
it.
no.
Oh, no, we fucked up. Sorry.
Yeah, like say you have a lease on an apartment and the nuclear bomb goes off, like,
Yeah.
and you see it go off, like, oh, you still have to pay your lease though. Like,
Yeah,
you can't
yeah,
break your lease.
Or like, yeah.
That's crazy. But that's kind of swept under the rug. Like it's
Completely.
just kind of ignored. That's what blows my mind. Is
Yeah.
like shit like that literally happens in front of our eyes.
It's all selective.
Yeah.
It's all, they don't, and here's the thing, like, they don't even give a fuck anymore, right?
Yeah,
like
right.
The whole thing with COVID, like the fact that they politicized the virus, and then they politicized the vaccines, and then 2 administrations changed back and forth, and they were talking like how, okay, I'm going to take this vaccine, but I would never take it if it came from that administration. It's like, well, no, we have it. You can take it if you want. And then, like that whole, to watch that live, and it's like they're switching and going back and forth from one to the other. It's like, what the fuck is in that fucking vaccine anyway? And why, you're not going to, now you'll take it? So what kind of fucking nanotech do we all have in us now that we got that fucking thing, right?
Right, it just sounds bad.
It's
from
literally
the way they're presenting it.
Yeah, they pumped us full of shit. Full of shit. You got people that never had autoimmunes that are all of a sudden like, oh yeah, I got this fucking vaccine and now I got this. Well, yeah.
What I think is so, see, again, that's one of those things where I feel like it's so crazy because for one, it becomes less and less controversial to say such a thing, which is just stupid outright. Like, you should be able to say anything. But the fact that nowadays it's more appropriate to be able to have hesitancies towards such a thing. Like, why? Why was it not okay before? That's what blows my mind. Because like, I remember when it was first announced. They first announced it, and my first instinct reaction, like before I saw anybody say anything, was, damn, that was fast. Like, that's a really fast amount of time to develop a cure for something. Like,
Right.
Has that ever happened before? And then you look it up, and it's never happened before. And like, so my first instinct is, okay, so did they do like trials on people? That was my next
this was
question.
the trial. Right, yeah.
And the answer is no. And that's
But fuck
crazy.
you, take it. And by the way, you have to take it with all those mandates and all that bullshit. Max the vax to whatever the fuck we were doing.
Yeah.
And then it goes, well, oh, you did get vaxxed? Okay, we're going to put the masks back on. You motherfucker. You had people that were like, all right, fine, I'll get it, but I want to stop wearing this fucking... It's killing
Moving
me.
the goalpost over and over, like saying, if you do this, it's going to totally kill everything. If you take this, everything's going to be over. And then when that's not true, it's like, oh, yeah. They didn't even say my bad. Like, you don't even apologize.
No.
It's just, you don't even say, oh, yeah, that thing we said before, we were wrong. Like, you don't even, that's the wild part.
All the fuck, that whole virus could have been over with, and let's not forget about like inflating the numbers. Every death was a COVID death that year. That whole thing was just insane to me.
Yeah.
But like, if they really wanted it to be over, all they had to do was tell everybody, okay, I mean, think about all the fucking money that went out in the, what was it, PUA or whatever. Like, everyone was talking about getting $600 a fucking week on top of whatever the unemployment was. If they really, really wanted to, like, stop COVID, they would have said, okay, Everyone that lives on this side of the street, you're going to the Target, go to the grocery stores, get everything you need for a week. You're going to stay in your fucking house a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So whoever had it or whatever, like just stop interacting with each other. And you don't do it county by county. Like, oh, we're going to close, because I was living in Florida at the time. We're going to close Pascal County. All right, fine, fuck it. We'll just go to the,
Well, the
we'll go
asymptomatic
drink at the
thing.
next one.
That was the
that whole
excuse.
thing too.
But
But
they
it was,
would say you would have it, but you wouldn't know.
right, so fine. If that's the case, and we could all potentially have it, stay the fuck home. But you don't have to lock everything down. Just, we're going home, we're staying for a month. This is the only way to do it. Stay the fuck home. Obviously, you leave, you ground the flights. You say there's nothing coming in and out of the U.S. Leave it at that and just, get all your shit. Obviously, doctors, nurses, you go to work. Cops, you go to work. You limit it as much as you can. But shit like, I don't know, there was places that were open, that, like fucking hair salons. Everybody did whatever the fuck they wanted anyway.
Yeah, and they're going to do it anyway.
Exactly.
And the thing that was interesting, too, it's kind of hindsight is 2020, but those countries that didn't take all those measures did fine. That's the thing
Isn't
you
that
see.
the crazy part? Like,
They actually,
parts
a
of
lot of them
Europe-
did better.
Right.
Yeah, like they didn't have as many deaths because
They
it
built up a
wasn't,
herd immunity.
Yeah.
But,
But it's annoying in the sense that when you say these things now, people are like, "Oh yeah, that all makes sense." But if you said this back then, like if you said this while everything's going down,
misinformation. You're a fucking scumbag. Look what they did to Rogan with the ivermectin and all that stuff.
Okay, so I've been saying since the cancellation of Alex Jones, I'm like, this is all bad because I think anybody should be able to say whatever they want, and then the public gets to decide. Okay, was that good or was that bad?
Yeah.
And so, like, Alex Jones was, like, the first time they ever tested it. They were like, can we just remove somebody from everything? Because that's in one fell swoop. And it was kind of like a sting operation.
They fucked him. They fucked him real good.
It's crazy because I think, like, the story is he was going to go meet, what's her name, Megyn Kelly. So he had a conversation with her, and she's, like, being cool in the conversation.
Right.
She's just being like, hey, I just want to talk with you. It's going to be an interview. So it seems like a thing, which this is kind of the news' MO. Like, if people talk to the news, a lot of time it's kind of like a sting operation.
Yeah.
You get there, and then you talk with them, and you might have, like, they might have talked for 60 minutes, and that was just one top. Sandy Hook's been talked about for 5 minutes out of the 60 minutes.
Right.
But that's the main thing they focus on in the 10-minute clip that they show, and it makes it look like that's all he talked about, and this guy's some crazy unhinged guy. And then immediately after, he gets taken off of everything. And so, like, when I'm looking at that, I'm thinking, well, that's just probably a bad precedent to set. And this is like
100%.
just in the
Because
principles of everything,
Let's say he really was a piece of shit, scumbag, like scum of the earth, whatever. Why shouldn't he have a voice? Even if it's fucking hate speech. You have to let people say whatever's on their mind and say what they think. How else are you gonna know who the assholes are?
Exactly.
How else are you gonna know who the fuck the asshole is in the room or whatever, right?
And that's why I think you should even talk to the people that you think are the worst people. You should actually talk to them because that's how you expose them for the evil they are. Yeah.
And like this is the whole thing with the whole like left and right, which is just it fucking kills me. It's like people don't talk to each other enough. You're like stuck in like if you're liberal, you're gonna listen to only the wokest, liberalist, fucking crazy idea. If you're conservative, you're only listening to like the Jesus talk and the whatever. And then it's so easy to demonize the other side when you're not even talking face to face to somebody.
Right.
So you can't put a face. If you can't put a face to the opposite opinion, it's like, oh wow, how could somebody think like that? Again, within reason, of course, but like even like something wild like that, like, okay, that's who's saying it. Well, I know this person also does this and this, so they can't be all bad. Well, that's how you change perspectives. That's how you can't do it by like, oh no, fuck that guy. Like that's where the mentality of like half of us have to go comes from, right? Like we're overpopulated, we're over this. No, it's a matter of we gotta just get along and learn how to live with each other a little bit, We just got to be fucking people.
We can't all be Thanos. We can't
exactly.
snap everybody out of existence. Yeah. But I was gonna Daryl.
Although don't give me that fucking gauntlet.
Yeah, right.
Because I got some wishes.
Daryl Davis, though, you familiar with this whole story?
No.
He's like a guy who
I just fucked this thing up. I'm sorry. Thank you. No, it wasn't.
Oh, is it good?
It was. Yeah, it was all right. No,
beautiful. Anyway, Daryl Davis, dude. Daryl Davis, he's like an infamous. He's known for being the black guy who befriended a bunch of KKK members.
Oh,
and got them
okay.
to leave the KKK.
Black Klansman, right?
I think that's based on him.
Based on him, yeah.
But it's just like, to me, that's the ultimate story of how you actually change people. Like
Right.
these people that you think are evil. Like that's why I hate the whole concept of like punch a Nazi. Like that's so stupid, because for one, what's going to end up happening is you're going to start to, everybody has a different definition. Like what is a Nazi? And you see it now as like a thing in the political conversation because everything's a Nazi now.
Exactly.
I guess everything you hate is a Nazi now is what it's become. And it's like
the swastikas on Teslas and the fucking the breaking down the. Oh God, that's hilarious. It's like the same people. Like that's actually the core audience. The people that. It's fucking hilarious. It's hilarious.
But just the whole outrage machine of that. Like you can't give into that because then things get blurred over time. You just have to have the foresight to know that's what's going to happen, because that is what happens. Is you get blinded by hate, whatever it is, and that's not how you're actually going to change people. Like if you hate Nazis, you would befriend that person, and then they would see the human in you, and that's how you pull them away from the dark side. That's
Right.
the only way, because otherwise you're never, ever, ever going to change that guy, and he's always going to be... And not even saying you have to do that, though. You can also just not hang out with him. Like, the problem is that people decide who is worthy, you know? Like, as if you've ever been perfect, as if you've ever been totally figured out and you're the ideal person. Like, we expect that out of people, but we aren't perfect. And that's what's so stupid to me is, like, yeah, maybe people are hateful, and maybe people do say terrible things, but, like, if you want them to not do that, maybe you should lead by example rather than just getting pissed off at them for existing.
And calling them cocksuckers and, you know, whatever.
You're not changing anything that way. Instead, you're really, it's just a circle. You start walking in circles. And that's why the whole left-right thing in general is so stupid, because that's not actually how anything works.
No, and that's the whole problem with like a two-party system or whatever.
It's a team sport.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I'm on this team. I can't be on that team. It's like... Do you agree with every fucking last thing that they're saying? Because, and again, like, I really believe the government wants this. They want us completely divided, because the minute they realize that it really is us versus them, they're completely fucked. Like, that's the whole thing. That's why you got to keep the Second Amendment. That's why you got to, because, I mean, this government turned tyrannical years ago, even before 9/11.
Right.
They're just doing whatever the fuck they want.
Well, that's what I was getting at
face.
with the JFK thing. Is that is kind of the beginning of them kind of shoving it in your face. And it was hard.
Exactly.
They could have never predicted back then that it was going to be something that people would be able to look back at in such a way. You could even argue the same thing with the moon landing. That people who doubt the moon landing, it's because... when you look at it now, it looks so different than it did in the 60s and 70s. Like, we have seen so much science fiction now that it's like seeing people hop around. Like, because I think there's aspects of the moon landing that probably are fake, but I don't know if the whole thing is fake. But there are things that look really sus. And, like, you wouldn't be able to know that if you were making that in the 60s. But it's just they've gotten so in the habit of just putting everything in your face that now it's just all right there. Dude, the Trump assassination broke me, dude. Like, that whole assassination attempt, that broke every fiber of my being, because it made me realize how divided we really are as a people. Like, you could have a former president almost get shot.
And people will be like, oh, you know what? Fuck this guy. Like, oh, why did you... who
that's so, like, anti-human to me. Exactly. Like, that's so anti-everything.
Even if it was fucking Biden, there was people who'd be like, oh, fuck, you know.
Right.
And the funny thing, talk about conspiracies and everything, I think that was the only... CNN only covered Butler, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's true.
It was the only one they covered. And the other creepy thing was that chick that's in the video sitting behind him, who, like, she gets her phone out, and then that whole thing is a fucking disaster. That really needs to be looked at.
Oh, the whole thing. And that's what I'm saying, though, is it's so in the open now. Like, and I think what the thing that they were thinking was it wouldn't be a failure. It would have succeeded, and we would have been so caught in the chaos that happens afterwards.
And it did the exact opposite of what they wanted.
Yeah, the exact opposite. And like, it's another, like, it makes it really seem like a simulation that's already broken from 9/11. Like,
but dude, that's a fucking movie. Like, that is like
the whole thing.
And then, like, that whole shot of him with his fist in the air, like he's shoeless or whatever, but it's like the flag is just in the background, and you're like, motherfucker. And, like, I knew then, like, okay, that he's the next president. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, he won right there.
But
no matter whatever also that happened.
propaganda campaign following was so strong that was forgotten within like 2 weeks to a month by most of the general society. Like, it's just something that people stop talking about, which to me is like, that could have been like a cornerstone of our history. If he had actually gotten shot, that would have been like America's second civil war, probably right there. Like, they would have cracked down. There would have been a huge outburst, and there would have been a government crackdown because of that threat that is posed by what was proclaimed by Joe Biden to be a terrorist organization, the MAGA people. They were proclaimed terrorists. And I think it was like 2022. I remember being at work and looking at the TV and seeing that as a headline and being
MAGA
like,
is
"What?"
Proclaimed terrorists?
It was Joe Biden on camera giving a speech saying that MAGA are now terrorists. And it's like, to me, that's like the setup. So that's the setup, and then you get it to a point where you have another like January 6th moment, and then now they're really the bad guys. But like, dude, the whole thing is so weird because and also the timing of it. So it was right before the RNC. So it was right before they would have their last chance to replace him with a different candidate by having everybody vote all at once.
It would have been a fucking scramble. It would have been. They would have, like, who the fuck would they have even put? You know?
And it would have just been probably a safe pick. It probably would have been like Marco Rubio, or there was that one girl that everybody was talking about. I forget her name. But Lauren, maybe. Lauren something.
Bobart, I think.
Yeah, maybe her.
Bobart, something like that.
But it was just like a couple people that were being thrown out there, like kind of unremarkable people, but it would be a return to the politics
he hadn't picked his VP yet either, right?
No. That was to be announced.
So it would have just been a fucking... And I think the next time we saw Trump...
was at the RNC.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, hey guys, crazy. I wasn't shot.
Fucking everybody watched that.
Well, you know, I remember watching it and thinking this was really interesting because it was like, you could tell that what he was doing was he was trying to not say anything mean about anybody.
Right.
To subvert expectations.
Although that didn't last long anyway, but yeah.
Because that is what it was. Like a week later, he was back at it. But everybody's like, is this a different, like, somber Trump we're going to get? I remember that being...
all we had to do was grace his year, and now we're going to get somebody that's, like, on it? Well, almost.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that whole thing is so fishy. And then you have, like, an administration that's in office actively saying, like, I think it was like a month later, Joe Biden went on it. This was right before everybody turned on Joe Biden, because they turned on him right after the first debate. They were still pretending everything was normal up till the first debate. I remember.
I think it was still Biden, right? That was gonna run.
Yeah.
When Trump got shot.
Dude, that whole thing is another can of marbles. Okay, so Biden dropping out. Like, I don't know if you ever fell down that rabbit hole, but he drops out through Twitter. So he dropped out on Twitter, on a Twitter post, which the president of the United States...
on fucking Twitter.
Drops out of, like, the race on Twitter, okay, which is already kind of weird. And then there was, like, 2 different tweets that it was. So it was the first tweet where he drops out, and the second tweet where he endorses Kamala, which is just a little weird. Like, why didn't he do it all in one?
Yeah.
But also, there was a big conversation about, on the letter where he resigns, there's like a signature that doesn't look like Joe Biden's actual signature. Also consider the fact that in public, we had never seen Joe Biden come out and say, I want to drop out of the race, ever.
Right.
Up to this point. Every single time he'd been asked about it, even though he was clearly not lucid, and the media they turned on him, because it was like a point after the debate where they turned on him. So that's when the conversation became, is Joe Biden mentally fit? When they were pretending he was totally normal before, which...
Of course, he's fine.
Which is like crazy, but okay.
Dude, my grandfather, God rest his soul, before, like, he had fucking straight Alzheimer's. Like, he would have fucking done a better job with the country.
Yes.
As an immigrant from Greece, just fucking than fucking what Biden did. It's just like, Jesus Christ.
The real sign of the times.
Yeah. No,
so
we're in fucking end times. That's it.
Yeah.
Just end
yes.
times.
The Bible thumpers are right. Jesus is coming.
He's coming back. Yeah.
But so I remember all of this is happening all at once. Like, so now he's saying, I'm not dropping out. That's not going to happen. And then there's like he said, I'm not dropping out unless something happens, like I get sick. And then they announced the next day or the day after, Joe Biden has COVID.
It was something like that, right? And I think it was even before they said he had COVID. It was like a fucking on-off switch. There was one day when they said, oh no, I feel great, everything's fine. It's like, oh, listen, I'm pretty fucked up and I'm going to drop out of this race.
That's exactly it, because that's what I'm saying. He was coming out and saying, I'm totally fine, I feel great, I'm totally running. And so then, like, nobody sees him for 2 weeks. And that was the conversation. Is Joe Biden dead? That's what people were saying. Is Joe Biden, did Joe Biden die? And they're trying to act like he didn't die?
Have you gone down that hole where it's like, oh, he was this tall and now he's that tall?
That's what I was getting to, because there were really weird things that happened in those 2 weeks. Like, what I think happened.
It's all lizard people.
Is it's either lizard people, or, they're all wearing masks. But Joe Biden, there's that whole theory where it's like not even the same Joe Biden. It's been a different guy for like 5 different times. It's been 5 different Joe Bidens. But anyway, like, I think the real, like, just from the outside looking in, because it's hard to tell, the whole thing's so weird. It would at least seem as if he didn't want to drop out, and then there was an occurrence where, because I think there was some whistleblower who even came out and said it was the Obamas who forced him to drop out. I just can't remember that whole story, but I swear there was some guy who was on Tucker Carlson's podcast or something saying, I was part of the administration, this is exactly what happened. And he's saying, like, the Obamas forced him to drop out, which is most likely what happened. And then Kamala squeezes her way in when they were probably going to put somebody else in. That's probably what it was.
She never won the primary. And,
she hopped on Joe Biden's Twitter right after he resigned, and sends a second tweet out.
We did it, Joe. Almost.
And then, if you remember, so there was the tallness thing, and there's a couple videos, you can still find them, where it's like, it was when Joe Biden went to the Olympics, and it was when Joe Biden was getting off of, it was the first time the public had seen Joe Biden since he had COVID. Right. And it's him, like, going out, they don't get the camera close to him, they don't get him talking, and he's just waving, and he's like saying, and all the comments, I remember every single comment was like, this isn't Joe Biden, this isn't Joe Biden. Right. And I'm just reading this like, dude, what the fuck, am I in like North Korea?
Dude,
what am I seeing right now?
Right? Like you fucking, they just lie and they don't give a fuck who,
It almost makes me think they lie just to lie so that way I sound crazy.
Exactly.
They're lying to make me
gaslighting all of us.
Because if I say to you, Joe Biden body double, I sound like a fucking lunatic.
Right. I mean, not to me, but
I know what I saw.
I'm also a fucking lunatic.
I mean, like, and they trick you into paying attention, and then you pay too much attention, and now you're crazy. Like, that's why you just
turn it off. Turn it off.
It's dangerous. Because and so right after that too, I remember there was a thing where Kamala was coming out and thanking everybody. She's the new candidate. And she came out and she's like, thank you, like just being herself. And then Joe Biden's on the phone. It was Joe Biden on the phone. And it sounded like, because we have this technology now, but like if you were the casual observer, you might not notice. Right. It sounded like Joe Biden on like one of those AI voice things. Because he was talking too fast and he's like remembering all this shit. And Joe Biden doesn't remember anything anymore. He's like remembering 10 people's names in a row and listing them off. Like, this has to be fake. There's no way.
And they'll make the argument that he was reading it or whatever. But also, with that whole thing, who the hell did she call that time? When it was like she turned it, it was her camera app
the vice president. It was when she was asking him to run.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like, hey, I was just calling you to see if maybe you want to run for vice president.
She turns the phone to the fucking camera. Like, what am I looking at?
I think it's so wild too, just how out of touch they actually are.
It's fucking wild.
We should film a skit where I invite you to be my vice president.
For a TikTok. Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. Oh, dude. And so, but the whole thing is crazy. The whole thing is actually crazy. And I don't even know what to believe is the problem, because I think there's a big market in just getting you to, it's kind of like, because like it's a team sport, and it's also like there are people who want, I think you believe what you want before anything else. Like, I'm going to believe whatever I want to believe before I believe the truth, per se. Like, I'm going to believe that it's important for, like, I think that's why you see a lot of these social movements that appeal to, like, the common good. You see it like climate change. That's what climate change is generally appealing to. Well, don't you care about the earth?
Well,
and I think that
I don't want it to be fucked, but
but that's what you prey upon.
Actually affecting
exactly. But if you're the person who's coming out there and you want to do things through this veil of this, it's so easy to trick people into thinking it's about one thing when it's actually about the other thing. I think that's actually most of politics. Most of it, we're not even talking about the actual thing. Like, I'm actually just mad that you even said you liked so and so,
right?
And that's actually why I'm mad at you.
How could you? The whole, the audacity. It's like, You can't say nothing in public, right?
Right.
Like I was this,
which is by design too. Like I think that
Yeah.
division is exactly the intention, is that we are so afraid to even share with one another because we think that there's some unspoken social rule that we're
Yeah.
not allowed to say such things because of like there's this imaginary social credit score that's just existed now all of a sudden.
Exactly.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Because like I've noticed, like, I'll have to, like, you just have to, you have to say things the right way, I feel like, because, like, some people, it's just a lie. Like, it's a lie that's being told to you. I don't think in real life it's quite that
it's
way.
all fucking lies.
Yeah, but, like, I think most of the time you can get people to see your side. It's just about not being combative and just being, like, just conversating with them. That's most of reality. When you're on a phone, that's not reality. When you're on a phone, I don't see you.
No, but that's
I
the
can't
thing.
put a face to
It's
it.
now become our fucking reality.
Or at least,
Everybody just lives
Yeah.
through and on the fucking phone.
yeah.
You know, think
And
of,
they
like, all
apply
the-
that philosophy to real
to
life.
real life, and you can't do that.
No.
You know?
And I think that's how you destroy. That's how you get the AI to just swoop in and kill everybody.
He's gonna. Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Yeah, he's gonna be like, oh, fuck these people.
We don't even know.
It's already done it. I really believe the operation is underway. It went back in time. It's been fucking manipulating everything up till now, and you know, it's fuck the poor people that don't get the Neuralink. Oh, you don't have a chip? Kill them. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is so likely. Because the thing is, if you're from the
That's the scary
future,
shit, too.
you probably would be able to like bend time fourth dimensionally and just
Right.
fucking come back and like put the world how you want it. That's so strange to think. Like that's why you would have those seeds planted. That's why those sci-fi movies would have came out, like all hinting towards the post-apocalyptic
Just to condition
future.
us to it, like, oh no, that doesn't look too bad. It's like I could survive the Matrix. I could fucking, you know, it.
But is that more likely than just the whole thing being a simulation, and the simulation itself is kind of just like, because like that's usually what I think, is I think like we're just in a simulation that's caving in on itself. And like if you're familiar with Terrence McKenna, he came around, it was in like right before he died in the 60s or 70s, I can't remember when he died, but he came out with the novelty theory, which is this idea that we can only have so much level of novelty, so much level of complication before we start to break away from our human nature and transcend into something else. And he pinpointed that to 2012, which he thought was interesting because it's like it aligns with the Mayan calendar.
Yeah.
But like they're right around 2012, you could say like that's where like our whole society kind of really starts to cave in. That's
takes
right
a
when
real
the what was
10
the
years
Wall
after
Street?
9/11.
What was
Yeah.
that Wall Street? The Occupy Wall Street.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
2012.
that was
10 years after
2012.
9/11.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
And like right when that happens, everything kind of became about race, and like it was a race. Even though we just had a black president for 4 years, everybody's cool. Now everybody hates each other because of race.
Right, yeah.
And then it becomes 2016 Trump, and then it becomes 2020 COVID, and it just keeps escalating. And to me, that's like, oh my, in just terms of like public chaos, in terms of the public not being able to get along with each other.
I feel like we were getting along too good.
Yeah, too close.
Because I remember like just growing up, and it didn't matter. It was just like we made crazy fucking jokes. We would break each other's balls. We would say all kinds of crazy shit, you know, and nobody like cried about it. Nobody posted about it. Nobody whatever. Sure, like, you know, you never say anything to like really like intentionally hurt somebody, right? Like if you do, you're a scumbag and whatever. But I feel like everything was just about fine, and it's like, oh fuck, people they're getting along too good. What are we gonna do? Well, you know, it's almost 2008. Let's have a housing crisis. let's fuck everybody up, and then okay, we got oh fuck.
I forgot about that one. That's a
And then-
whole other.
And then it's like, oh no, now we did get a cool black president, and everybody fucking voted him, and everybody likes him. Well, what the fuck are we gonna do now? Well, let's turn it around. Let's fuck everybody up. Let's have gay versus straight. Let's have men versus women. We need a gender war because fuck, you know, these people are breeding. There's too many anyway, right?
Yeah.
So it's like gay versus straight, men versus women, black versus white, just constantly, just as long as you fucking just keep everybody divided and fighting over the wrong stupid shit. You know,
I remember there was a thing that it was a big, like, it was a gathering they had in Washington D.C. and I don't know how much of this is like preying upon the cultural relevancy and how much of it is real. But it was a bunch of celebrities and a bunch of comedians, a bunch of people who were all at this one event, and the idea was we want to create a unity party. Like we want the party to be focused on unity, and we want to talk about that, and that should be the first thing we're talking about before anything else.
Yeah.
Which is correct. Like if you really want to get out of everything, we first need to come to grips with. We all want the same thing. I think like
peace. I mean, I think we all want fucking peace and quiet, at least in our own fucking homes and in our heads, right?
Right.
Because mentally, there's not a lot of that going on. I mean, just look outside. Everyone's out of their minds.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I don't know. I don't know if it's just like, I think you're right. I think they don't want peace. Like they just don't want it.
The last thing they want is a united people, because it's like we've gotten away from we the people.
Yeah.
And there's too much fucking support. There was way too much support for when Biden was there, and there was and hate, of course, but there was also way too much support now for like everything Trump does. There's people that are fucking diehard Trumpers. There's people that are diehard Kamala and fucking Biden. And it's like, you can't, and again, that's the whole thing. Oh, fuck it. Fuck men versus women. Fuck, just make it left versus right. Blanket statement. You're either on this side or that side. Keep them divided, keep them fighting each other, and they're not going to fucking, and we'll just do all the crazy shit in front of them, and they're not going to fucking care.
Right.
That's the whole, I think, agenda. The true agenda is like, okay, we just keep, like the slave mind, the hive mind, just keep them fucking distracted and fighting each other, come out with another stupid fucking movie that they're going to go see, come out with another event, Tyson versus Paul or whatever the fuck, whatever it is, it's just division, because we've gotten away from we the people, which was set up to keep the fucking government in check to begin with.
Right.
And there's no more fucking check at all.
Yeah.
And it's not now with Trump, it was way before. Like I'm talking like Bush, like back then, I think. Like that's when it was really...
I bet it even started way before that. Like, if you really went back, I bet it started a long time ago.
With Clinton, though. And again, I was fucking 8 years old in his last year, I think. So, or was I?
Well, I think, like, what's the whole speech about the military-industrial complex? I think that was Eisenhower. But it was like a certain president, when he was leaving office, he had this big speech about, like, this is something you guys are going to have to look out for in the future. Because it came to fruition while he was in office.
So it wasn't Reagan, right?
No, it wasn't Reagan. I think it was Eisenhower. I'm not sure, though. But he, it was just, that was like the 60s. That was
right.
And that was the problem we have now is everything is the military. Like, everything is about making money, and that war makes money. Like, it's all money. But war makes money, and so to take out the military industry,
we do war better than anybody else, and that's like for now, because who the fuck knows what's happening,
Right. I mean, and part of me, when I see all this UFO shit, I'm thinking, like, maybe there's just these fucking crazy devices.
Well, that's just because the ratings are up.
What's that?
That's just because the ratings are up.
Yeah.
The UFOs have, like, we are fucking reality TV for the UFOs, for the aliens. They're just sending more. Like, we need more cameras. There's shit popping off all over the place. Yeah. So they're just watching. They live stream it now, or whatever the fuck they do. Which is fucking entertainment at this point.
Dude, I could see all of Earth being a reality. Like, that's a theory, too, that the aliens planted the seed for life, and they've just been observing us this whole time. Like, that's why there's ancient cave paintings of, like, mythic things giving us
pyramids of power plants. And I fall down those too. I love those.
I love all of it, dude. I'll believe. I came up with this once. I'll believe anything for about 30 seconds. I really will.
That's a very good way to...
Yeah. Because, like, for at least 30 seconds, I'll be like, well, maybe. Like, maybe the Earth is flat. Like, maybe. But then I'll, like, think about it longer. I'll be like, well, that just can't be. Because, like, the thing about the Earth is that people have literally charted how far a mountain is away based on their trajectory and all this shit. Like, there are things you can do to prove there's a curve. There are actual things you can do.
Yeah, but how much of a curve is it? Is it a perfect circle? Is it a disc? Is it a dude? It's just...
Have you been in space?
Yeah.
And I think that's important, though, because I think what's cool about comedians is I think comedians are mainly the group, like artists, really, but they're the group of people who want to ask questions and they want to get to the bottom of things. Like, they want to understand, so that way they can apply that to whatever it is they do. And, like, it's fun to do that. It's fun to do. It drives me crazy when people just don't. They, like, if you ask them, like, if I say something totally silly, like if I say, what do you think about the lizard people? Like, you think yeah or no? And if they respond to that badly, I just feel like that person there's no way they're a good hang. There's no way.
You got to, especially, you need everybody to be just a little fucked up.
A little crazy.
Because we are.
Yes. And there's something real about that. If I know we can be real with each other, well, then a whole new avenue opens up,
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do want to ask you, before we wrap this whole thing up, I want to ask you about wrestling, because right now as we record this, we're in the midst of the John Cena heel turn, dude. And it's like my child. It's like what Kingdom Hearts 3 was. My childhood is coming together.
I couldn't play that fucking game. I couldn't. I played 1 and 2. I think one of them on the PSP. And I was just like, what the fuck? Heartless this, the whole... I can't get... That's a whole other hole, right? But so for me, again, Attitude Era, right?
Yeah.
Suck it, you know. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Up until, I would say, Lita, Jeff Hardy, Edge, right?
Okay.
And then maybe a break, and then Jeff Hardy's fucking, you know, real run, and then a little bit of dabbling with TNA. And then just last year... I don't know what got into me. I decided to watch WrestleMania, right? And where Cody finished the story, right? And again, I'd never been completely away from it. Like I would kind of like just dip a toe in, like especially with the feeds. I would just watch wrestling videos. Like, well, fuck, because I think I had seen it was The Rock beating the shit out of Cody Rhodes, just in a fucking pool, and he's just like whipping him with the belt. Like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
So of course, I've been watching. I haven't missed a Raw or SmackDown for the last year, and I'm like, it's not fucking terrible. It's not. It's watchable again, at least.
Do
right?
you know the whole? Because like when we were talking before we started recording, there was like because I was saying I broke away from it after like 2012, and I started watching it around 2022.
Yeah.
So like when I was trying to go back and figure out like everything, because now there's all these running storylines now, so I was trying to like understand like what is this whole Roman Reigns thing, like, what is this bloodline thing. I don't even, if you came in, you probably had the same experience where you kind of had to learn it all backwards.
I knew Roman Reigns. I mean, I again, like I would watch every once in a while the fucking Shield guy that couldn't get over that, and then you find out he had leukemia in real life, and you know, and then he comes back, he's better than ever, and he's a Paul Heyman guy, and again, like that's if someone's struggling, just fucking throw Paul Heyman at him, like
Yeah, right.
What he did for fucking CM Punk, what he did for Brock Lesnar. I saw some of, like I remember Brock Lesnar came back, so I tried to watch the beginning of his return. And Goldberg, when he went against Lesnar for that first time Goldberg
was
kinda came
SummerSlam.
back. It was SummerSlam, right?
Yeah.
It's been fun, but with the Cena heel turn, I'm not gonna say I predicted it, you know, but I knew it was gonna happen. I fucking flat out knew that they were gonna do it because I first saw it when the press conference. Again, I've watched too much of this. The
I know what
press
you're
conference
talking
for
about.
Elimination Chamber.
I know what you're talking about, because he was saying heel-ish things.
No, Royal Rumble. He was like, I deserve it. And then it's like, oh yeah, you could still kind of see it. And yeah, he does fucking deserve it. He was Vinnie Mac's guy for the longest fucking time and kind of just always stayed with WWE. Like the entire, he's never been part of any other promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And, but it's like, why wouldn't they? And he's talked about it on Van Villet's podcast. He's talked about it before. Like, oh, we were close. And people don't remember when
the 2012 thing,
right?
When he was saying it was around when The Rock was back.
Yes. And the whole like Doctor of Thugonomics, he wasn't exactly a baby face at that point.
No, he was a heel when he was Dr. Thugonomics.
Yeah.
It's not the first time he's
had
ever
the most
been heel.
consistent
face run ever,
than anybody. Yeah,
because he was, and that's why there's been so many like Hogan comparisons. Like if you ever saw it, I guess it would be the Bray Wyatt match with John Cena.
I missed the whole Rotunda thing.
Which he's fucking incredible, dude.
I've seen clips. I've seen what he does, and I'm like, wow, they could have really. Like, he could have almost taken, like...
The Undertaker. He would have been like the modern Undertaker. He was becoming that.
He was
more
trying
and
to
more.
get there. And fucking Mark Calloway has nothing but good things to say about him. And it's fucking sad.
Because it's hard to even, like, there's something... For one, it's hard to even stick out in the wrestling industry because, like, so much of it, especially in the... Like, now that Vince McMahon's not there, it's a little different. But, like... Vince had a very particular way of looking at things. So the fact that Bray Wyatt even managed to be that in 2012 was crazy when it was the Wyatt family.
Right, yeah.
Like, to have that work and sell that is something kind of unheard of at that time. It's still unheard of now. That's why they're trying to recreate it with this whole Wyatt 6 thing, but it's still not the same in my opinion.
I've stopped. Like, I haven't seen that for a couple of weeks now, right?
Yeah, I don't think...
I mean, we knew it was like more of a mid-card kind of thing, but I thought it was going to try to bring up... what's his brother's name? I forget.
Bray Wyatt's brother is... I thought, isn't it Wyatt something?
Yeah, something... I can't believe I'm blanking on it. But yeah, like...
I know who you're talking about.
And like Alexa Bliss came back, so
Yeah.
I thought, and again, I haven't seen too much of it. Honestly, the thing that's impressed me the most is what they've done with the women's division. It's like really, like, oh shit, these chicks are really good now.
They have a main event a lot
Not
of
to
the time.
say, yeah, and not to say, like, also, again, I grew up with
Well, it just used to be
Trish
divas.
Stratus, right, the divas. See, I missed that part. So for me, it was Trish Stratus, Stacy Keibler, Lita, Tori Wilson,
Yeah.
and like those were the and they could get down, and they could, you know, besides the bra and panties matches and the covers of the diva magazines and stuff, they were like Trish's Bulldog was fucking devastating, jumping from the thing and bringing the bitch down to the mat, like that's like it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then but like after that, like once what's his name got his finger on it, Eric Bischoff came in. Mm-hmm. Like that's kind of the way to just really fucking derail things. Just throw Eric Bischoff into the max. He did the same thing to fucking TNA.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's like, oh look, we're just gonna make WCW again. Yeah, I think the first thing he did was get rid of that fucking 6-sided ring in TNA. Right.
Yeah.
Was that him or was that Hogan?
I'm not sure.
It was something like that. Yeah, something around.
Eric Bischoff he's known for having the worst ideas though, like just
Yeah.
for being terrible.
And again, like just give him money, he'll make sure to get it in the crowd
Yeah.
as quick as he can.
But I'm trying to think what's the grand point of what I was getting at with the WWE.
Cena heel turn?
The Cena heel
Yeah.
turn, yeah. So just like seeing all of the Bray Wyatt match they played into that whole Hulk Hogan thing. They played into that, whereas because it was WrestleMania without a crowd, because that's what it was in like 2020, 2021.
Right. Yeah.
They did like this kind of cinematic match where it wasn't even like a normal match. It was like it was almost like a mini like short film. Like
Was that where he had all the neon and he was like upside down in the corner or something?
maybe. I think he did a couple of these.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with John Cena, it was like a story of John Cena's career, and there was a point during it where like John Cena, they cut together him with the NWO theme.
It was
and
like fucking Spider-Man when Mysterio takes him through everything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's fucking cool, yeah.
But
See,
it's
I
kind
should
of funny
watch
how
that.
it came true. Like John Cena is having that Hulk Hogan NWO moment. Like he's
Yeah.
been a face for so long
Yeah.
that now he's finally
man.
a heel. And he's finally, and in that Chris Van Vliet interview, John Cena said something really interesting where he said like, in life, in real stories, everyone kind of has their own heel turn at some point,
Right.
which is just such an interesting way to look at it. Like it's kind of
He's actually a
required for the
really
John Cena
interesting
story.
fucking dude.
And the way he's approaching it is so John Cena, so smart, because he's playing off of all of the expectations of the audience. Like when he first came out after his heel turn, he knew that people went back and watched those Chris Van Vliet clips, and they watched that. Everybody was trying to see, what's John Cena going to do? Is he going to be the doctor of thugonomics? Is he going to be coming out and doing like how's he going? Is he going to be like a sellout like maybe Stone Cold was, where it's just like now he's a corporate John
and then
Cena?
he's gonna make that fucking quick turn. You think he's gonna be a face again? He'll turn on The Rock. What do you think?
Here, I'll at least finish this point because I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I hope they don't.
Yeah.
But because it just seems kind of predictable. But when he came out, he dressed exactly the same. He did like no one everyone thought, because in that Chris Van Vliet clip he said they made a whole new theme,
Right.
all this, and he even acknowledged that during his promo. He's like, you guys want a new theme, you guys want new merch, like fuck you guys. That's basically what he said.
The Raw promo, right? Last night.
The first one where promo he did after turning heel. And it was just such a smart way to go, because he's basically saying like, you know what, you guys hated this shit this whole time. You talk shit about Never Give Up. So you know what, I'm going to keep wearing this just to, because that's his whole argument makes sense. The audience has been kind of shitty to John Cena forever.
So
everything he says is true.
By definition, he was kind of a heel, even by being a face, right?
Yeah.
Because CM Punk was supposed to be the heel, but everybody fucking loves him. So what's a heel and what's a face? Isn't it the good guy? And it becomes kind of meta. And that's how you get fucking Logan Paul into the WWE, because it's like, well, there's no more fucking bad guys. There's so much access to WWE. What are we going to fucking use? Well, there's this reality star who's actually, and I'm like, I'll give it to him. He's a fucking great athlete. Like, you see the shit that he does in the ring. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, but again, he's a dick in real life. Now we got to use real life dicks. Throw him in there. He'll be our fucking heel, you know?
And it's become so much more meta than ever, because everybody knows it's fake. And so now like the
Well,
storylines
scripted.
Scripted. I apologize.
Let's not go off fucking kayfabe here.
You know, it was interesting. Right after Andrew Schultz was on Raw the other day.
I fucking loved that.
That
What he
was
did
so
on his-
cool.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
they're doing a roast of WrestleMania after WrestleMania, and Tony Hinchcliffe and a bunch of other
After
people
the,
are doing it.
Hall of Fame induction or right after?
I don't know. I thought it was right after WrestleMania ends.
Okay.
I thought that, but to me, I saw that. I was like, that is genius. Like that's
How
such a
great
good
is this?
idea.
Like we're like jazzed. We're excited about fucking wrestling in 2025. That's insane.
Yes.
I'm just happy with that. Like it's and fucking give it to Paul of Triple H. He's fucking awesome, dude. Everything he's done in it. And the thing is, he's been through it all. He knows the fucking mistakes that McMahon made. I'm not talking about like with that documentary, the accusations. I'm talking about like as a businessman and
The
how
aesthetic
he treated talent.
mistakes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like with the talent, like how nobody had fucking health insurance. Hopefully they're working on that too, because
Yeah, that was what
whole
CM
private
Punk's whole thing
contract-
was.
Yeah,
was
what
he
that
had
was-
MRSA and nobody was treating it.
he got
and
fucked. He,
Yeah.
you know, and
he shit his pants during SmackDown.
yeah,
It literally
I
got
remember
that
whole
bad.
interview. I've watched those, and it's like, how do you not like? They are your fucking show. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing here? You're not bigger than wrestling.
And not
Like,
only that, the work ethic of wrestling is the craziest of any sport. You're doing it all year. You never get a break.
yeah, well, thank God now I think they've stopped the house shows, or they have at least a decent rotation.
Yeah.
They try to give them like a better quality of life.
Well, and their top talent, it's not as frowned upon for you to be
Exactly.
a part-timer.
Well,
You know,
yeah,
like Roman Reigns is
exactly.
pretty much a part-timer now.
He is so, and so is I mean, what's his name? Isn't really what's his name? Rollins, right?
Yeah.
You know, like that whole match is like, oh, we're gonna make it a main event, and he goes like, someone that's not the favor, whatever it was, that signing on SmackDown. So it's like, yeah, that's definitely a main event quality match, and there's no title involved either.
Yeah.
Although I do miss like the early '90s with all the different belts, just you know.
Yeah.
And again, that was probably for merchandising too. It's like, oh, there's the European Championship, there's this one, there's that one. Like nobody remembers the Cruiserweight Championship. Oh, I'm sure people do, but like the light heavyweight, the cruiser,
There
that
was
whole
one-
WCW, WWE when was it WWE at that point? Yeah, when it all came back together.
Yeah.
And there was like 90 fucking belts, and everybody. I think Christian had 3 at once. It was awesome.
Yeah, I think the belt thing is kind of confusing. Like now, John Cena, that's another thing he's saying. I'm going to take the belt and I'm going to retire it. But in my mind, as I watch him say that, I'm thinking like, yeah, but that's kind of like happened before. They just make a new one. That's what always
How many
happens.
times did they unify?
Yeah.
Like Chris Jericho was the first like undisputed champion, and he had the WCW belt, the big gold belt, and then he had the Big Eagle, I think it's called, right? Because there's the Winged Eagle and the Big Eagle. The Big Eagle is the one I like the best. It's the one with the circle. So he had those two, and then they made when they went. Actually, it was still WWF. When they went WWE, they made the undisputed belt, which was the one right before the spinner. And then when Bischoff came back, Bischoff brought back the WCW belt and called it the world title. You see the fucking craziness? This is just what I remember from back then. Then they've fucking reunified the belts and ununified them so many times. All they ended up doing was just bringing back the world heavyweight title.
Yeah.
And now they brought it back again, and now it just has a big fucking WWE logo on it, snapped on it.
Yeah. And like how many belts can you really have? Or how many belts are too many? Like I think they could probably use maybe a couple extra ones. Now they have a women's
I say
tag
bring
belt.
back the hardcore title.
Hardcore title. Wasn't there was that the one where it was on the line in every match?
Yeah.
Because that's a great idea.
So it was like it was on the line every match. Yeah. And there was like a 24-hour rule with it. So after the match, you got 24 hours to go find them, hit them with a frying pan, or crack them in the back of a shin with a baseball bat, and take the belt. All you needed was a ref to fucking say, that's all it took for it to be sanctioned. or
You'd have
whatever.
people going into each other's houses.
Yeah. The longest time I think it was held, I think, was the Undertaker, because nobody wants to fuck with the Undertaker. Right?
Yeah.
And that was the other thing that kind of brought me back into was the Undertaker's retirement.
With Brock Lesnar?
Or
no, because he
just
retired.
that
He
they
retired with
announced-
Roman
yeah,
Reigns.
yeah.
That was his last match.
So
with
the
Roman Reigns.
streak, I don't know. I would have liked to see that.
Me too.
You know.
Yeah, I think if anything, Brock Lesnar wasn't the guy. That was what was upsetting. Brock Lesnar was already on a run. He didn't need that.
But then
you could have
gotta
given
think,
it
like,
to somebody
who
else.
The fuck, right. But again, like,
But who? Yeah.
like Roman, everybody was pissed even when because the Undertaker's what? He's 21-2 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's 2 losses, and then he gets to beat AJ Styles, But that was at Survivor Series in the Boneyard match. That was another cinematic match that they did, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That was really cool because then he went from, Undead Undertaker to or Badass, I think, back to Undead, which they actually did.
I liked how they did take advantage of like the no audience with shit like that, where they clearly cut, they clearly like had a production value.
Well, the great thing for that too is Mark Calloway's getting really fucking old too.
Right, so it helps him.
He needed that, It's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, and like that's not even that long ago that Undertaker like really retired. Now he's got a podcast actually. He's got.
I've been watching it, 6 Feet Under.
Yes, which is.
I don't know who the other guy is. Is that his brother-in-law or something?
They must be close.
They're close.
They seem like they're friends.
Yeah.
And Undertaker's had a couple other appearances, like because he's appeared on podcasts in the past, and it's always just cool just to hear his perspective, because he's like probably one of those like wise. Sages in the wrestling industry. You can go to him with anything.
Not one person has a bad fucking thing to say about him.
Yeah.
Except for Hulk Hogan, but that's Hulk Hogan's. But it's insane.
The 20% of the time that Hulk Hogan might be telling the truth.
And it's probably gonna be like the most outrageous fucking thing. Like 9 times out of 10, he's a fucking liar. But the 1 time out of 10, he knew what he was talking about.
You were in North Korea. I don't know if you sang Kim Jong-un goodnight. I don't know if you told him a bedtime story and tucked him in. That part of the story is a bit questionable, but you definitely were in North Korea.
My buddy, he's a waiter down in Florida. He's waited on him like 3 or 4 times, and he's getting like the nicest things to say. I was like, he's always a sweetheart. He's
I'm sure
always fun with the fans. He was actually, his restaurant is right across the beach from his gift shop. It's right there in Clearwater Beach. I forget what the hell the shop is called, but it's like he'll be in there like just signing autographs, or it's like Hogan's fucking shop.
Hulk, I didn't tell you to write the N-word.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Because he got booed at was it what the hell did he get booed at? Was that
because it was a Raw or something. It was when Raw came onto Netflix.
That's when Raw returned to Netflix. Premiere. Right. Yeah.
They brought out the Hulkster.
With his beer or whatever. And the thing is, like, people weren't even that pissed about the racist shit he said. They just hate what kind of, like, wrestler he was, because he's not a wrestler's wrestler.
Yeah.
Which has come to light throughout all the stories.
And again, with the Cena parallel, that was what... I think it's come out that John Cena is clearly, like, not that. But that was the perception in 2005 to 2010. Is like, fuck this guy. He doesn't wrestle. He's just the face of the company. But Hulk never escaped that. Hulk is still that, I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, and again, the racist shit doesn't help. Like, what are you doing? I mean, you're literally an icon.
He's from a different world. I truly think that he's just from it's the same problem with Ric Flair, because Ric Flair is
just
awesome,
lived too long.
But he's obviously from the 80s. Like, he's somebody from the 80s
he will forever be in the 80s.
Same thing with Hulk, I think. I think that if you took that same guy and put him in the 80s, he thrives. Because in the 80s, you could lie about everything, and you could just, like...
There was no fact-checking.
Yeah, like, it actually makes sense.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, Ric Flair, he was partying. He was just doing coke off of girls' buttholes like the Wolf of Wall Street.
Out of his fucking mind, dude.
And then he was wrestling the next day at 6 a.m., like, every 250 days out of the...
Have you seen the interview? Like,
yeah.
every day, 10 beers a day or whatever the fuck.
That's insane.
Every day for the last 20 years or whatever it was. Like, I went in the 80s to the therapist. Like, I've been doing it since... Or I don't know what the fuck the timeline was exactly, but it's like, you like, fuck. Yeah, so you can't ever get hung. Like, that's the whole...
He also had his last match like a year ago.
Yo, it's not his
third
last
retiree
match. That's
match.
never going to be his last match. My favorite, like, comment on every time you see Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair, it's like, and then Ric Flair never wrestled ever again. And it's like every time he runs out of money or, like, alimony payment gets increased or whatever, that's when you see him wrestle again.
It's a shame because, like, he had the best send-off ever in WWE.
He got the fucking, and even The Undertaker acknowledged it and shit, and it's just insane.
Like, you couldn't have given him a better goodbye.
No.
I think Edge even has kind of fucked himself over by being so involved in AEW.
Yeah.
Even his initial WWE return, like, that was...
the place went fucking crazy.
Yeah, but like...
That was another one that, like, oh shit, let me see what's going on in WWE. Like, those were the pockets. Those were the windows. Let me watch a Raw.
His return and CM Punk's return really got me.
That too.
And The Rock turning heel. Those three things really got me.
And The Rock coming back against... Was it Cena that first time, I think?
That was 2012, yeah.
Yeah.
Rock versus Cena. Yep.
Yeah, and plus, like I still would buy every fucking video game, like each one that would come out. I haven't in a while, but like every SmackDown versus Raw up till 2011.
Yep.
And like starting with like SmackDown on the original PlayStation, like Just Bring It or Shut Your Mouth. It's one of those two.
And then there was the N64 game that's like critically acclaimed.
WrestleMania 2000.
I think there's two of them because I think there's that one and then there's Maybe that's maybe that's the one you just mentioned. I thought there was another
Shut
one.
Your Mouth and
Yeah.
Just Bring It is on the. And then here comes.
Oh,
the
you know, I
Pain
think it
is
was on
the first
PS1
PS2.
and N64. I think it was on both. Yeah. But yeah, so that was like I think right around because it became WWE like 2K15, 2K16.
That started it was 2K14 was the first one.
Right.
Because THQ still had this is what a dork I am.
No, I was about to say this. You're giving the information for me.
THQ had the license up until WWE. So then they gave it to. Then it was okay. So it was 2011, and then there was WWE 12, 13, 14, and then it was 2K15.
Yeah, I remember. Yes.
The Undertaker had the unlimited, the limited edition. It was a fucking coffin. So those 3 or 4 years, there was a Stone Cold edition which had a Stone Cold autograph, a People's edition which was The Rock and had The Rock's autograph, and then the Undertaker one which had the Undertaker's autograph.
Yeah,
I'm a fucking dork.
Yeah, no, dude, I love it. Because normally I don't have anybody to dork out about this topic in particular. Like, I know too much wrestling information, and you're the same as me.
I know, and it's like, and it's not like I have like all this fucking knowledge, and it's just bullshit in there. Like I like Spider-Man, Batman, the same kind of thing. Like I'm also like a kind of a comic book dork too.
Yeah.
So and nobody expects it from me. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think. Well, I think for you in particular, I don't know. What would people expect you to know? Like, what do you think when people look at you? What do you think they expect you to say?
I don't know. A good fucking deli sandwich, I guess.
Because I've learned, like, in comedy, it's one thing comedians are supposed to ask themselves is like, what does the audience see when they see me? Like, how do I play off of what? Because they're already thinking it in their minds. So how do I play off of that? Oh, what a sweetheart this guy is.
Yeah, I'll take him home. You don't. I'll take
Maybe
him
you
for
got to go up there and like say like, you guys like meatballs? Like maybe that's what you're supposed to say.
Yeah. You like to cook?
Not so much. I've never really had the cooking in my blood. I'm very like utilitarian when it comes to it. It's kind of sad. Like I'll season some steak, maybe I'll marinate it, but I'm not going far beyond that. Like, you know, I want to cook. Like I want to be interested enough to learn, but I'm always just trying to make things. I'm just fucking keep myself busy with everything else, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like, do you want me to spend 3 hours on a dish? Like, are you kidding me? That sounds...
Yeah. No, I
but it's rewarding.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
People love cooking. Do you cook?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I like to do steaks. I like to make... there's some Greek dishes that I've learned from my grandmothers that I make.
You got a favorite dish to cook? Do you have one?
Honestly, lately, so I've been doing intermittent fasting now for about a year. I've actually dropped 100 pounds.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, no, I still, the worst thing you can tell a fat dude is like how good they look or how good they're doing. Or, oh, you lost 100, because I still know, like, I had to lose 100 pounds just to be able to breathe again. And now I got to lose like another 60 just to be sexy again. So I just got to stay in my, no, fatty, stop eating, like, just whatever.
Keep shaming yourself.
Exactly. Just in the mirror, you know, just whatever those affirmations people do, whatever the opposite is, that's what I do. Don't fucking eat nothing today, cocksucker. You know, whatever. I just came off of a 72-hour fast the other day.
Yeah.
That was the first time I did a full 72. Usually I'll if I do 2 days, it'll be like, you know, like 62, 63.
That's
but
brutal,
72
though.
was, you kind of, usually that's what people, it's doable. When you're bigger, it's doable. Like I wouldn't say for like anybody like under, and again, everybody's different, but anybody under like 160, 180, I wouldn't say do.
Because you have more fat to
there's
draw
a lot
from.
to draw from. And that's the
Yeah.
whole point, is to get your body into the autophagy phase or into the, you know, fat burning mode. The gym also really helps, so you gotta really hit that. So yeah, I try this time. I've done it before, but this time around, like the 100 pounds in a year has been a nice, slow, better, more healthier burn too. So I've been cooking for myself. So I've been doing a lot of steaks. I learned how to make Big Mac sauce because I like to make smash burgers. Again, no bun, you know, just like try to keep the carbs down. But I've been cooking, but still, like, my cousins would be like, oh, when you making chicken wings again? I'm like, oh, you cocksuckers. So, like, for the Super Bowl, I'm like, oh, you guys want mild? You want barbecue? You want hot? Oh, well, Daniel likes it mild. Daniel likes barbecue. This one likes, like mild. The other one wanted spicy. And then my one cousin goes, oh, you think you could do garlic parm? I go, fuck, I guess, So I got like 5 different things of wings. Like, here you go, fuckers.
You've become Buffalo Wild Wings.
Become Buffalo Bill of Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah, it's going to be me in the mirror next week.
But you know what? Like, that is a value you bring to the function, though. You can cook.
Yeah, I like to cook.
The homies respect that.
A lot of my family does, too. So it's like, we're not like we're trying to outdo each other. Like, me and my other cousin, we were beefing this year for complete, absolute fucking misunderstanding for nothing.
This is very Greek of you, by the way.
Very Greek.
This whole thing is so Greek.
I was more offended. So I make the best fucking mashed potatoes you'll ever have. I just do, right? So, and that's, everybody tells me that. So I make this fucking, what was it, like 12-pound vat of mashed potatoes. I pop it on the table. And then my cousin comes and she makes amazing fucking mac and cheese. And she pops that on the fucking table. Okay. And I was like, oh, watch this. She's not going to eat my shit. I bet you she's not going to eat my shit. And I never saw her take a scoop. So me, spitefully, I didn't take one of hers, right? So it's like that whole... And then when we finally had the fucking, like, hey, we need to, like, actually talk about this. This is fucked up. It was stupid for fighting, which not a lot of Greek families do. They'll just, like, take it to the grave. They'll just fight for, like, 30 years. And And again, this was something very, very stupid, and I feel horrible to this day about it.
Yeah, we're talking about mashed potatoes and mac and cheese, guys.
No. It was the initial argument was for something else.
Okay.
We were beefing at that point.
Yes.
Already. So when we finally came to the understanding, I said to him, like, I can't believe it. Was like, hey, and then fucking Thanksgiving, you didn't try my fucking mashed potatoes. She's like, you didn't try my mac and cheese. I'm like, fuck you. You didn't try first. She goes, no, I did have it. Didn't you see it? I'm like, oh, Christ. I'm like, what'd you think of them, by the way? Because I also value her opinion. And like, hey, what is it? Did it need anything, right? She's the only one that'll tell me the truth about it because she's the other, like, cook in the family, too, that's, like, really, really good. So.
And did she have any input?
She's like, oh, fuck you. I'm not telling you. Like, even after, like, we squashed everything, right? But now, thank God, now we're good. Now we're cooking again. So
you guys could combine your powers. Like it's actually a shame.
And open a food truck.
Yeah, like you're actually missing out on a solid opportunity.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing too. Like Thanksgiving, everybody said nobody gives a shit about the bird. Everybody wants the sides anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone's like, oh, we're gonna do this. Like my other cousin, her sister likes to make the healthy version of shit, which just. Don't make it. Don't eat it. Like me personally, I will never eat like a low fat or like a fat free something or like a reduced or like I just won't eat the fucking item. Like I just won't eat the fucking mac and cheese.
Now is it like a crime against God? Like is it just inhumane to make such a thing? What do you think it is?
So she wanted. So I don't know what the fuck got into me. I was feeling very 90s nostalgic. I wanted tuna casserole, right? I just wanted a tuna casserole, and it's the easiest shit to make. You got milk, you got tuna, you got fucking pasta, you got cheese, you got mayo, you got a bag of frozen peas. You cannot fuck that up. What do I need for this? She calls me. She's like, will you come help me and make that? I'm like, sure, whatever you want. So she goes, okay, I got chickpea pasta. Why the fuck did you do that for? That's not what I told you to get. Well, I got the albacore white tuna. I go, you need chunk, right? That's the flavor we're looking for. What else did you do? Well, I got the reduced fat cheese. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. I was like, did you at least grade the whole pound? She's like, yes, I did. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's not the whole fucking pound. And then she grabbed like some organic, again, the peas don't fucking matter because they're frozen. And then she grabbed fucking almond milk and light mayo. I'm like, that's disgusting. That's not how this works. It's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
There's no milk fat in there. I'm like, this is not gonna work. Oh, well, you just come help me how to make it. I'm like, fine, but it's gonna taste like shit, and it's not gonna come. It's not what the fuck it is. Right. So she starts cooking it up, and I'm just like watching this, and I'm losing my fucking mind. Like, oh my God, it's gonna taste like shit. She's putting it together. Here's where she really pissed me off. I told her you need a pound of cheese because you need to grate in half of it and then top the rest on the top, so you get the nice little fucking crust, right? She mixes it. I'm like, okay, mix the cheese in. And I'm watching her. And she's like, oh, shit. I'm like, oh, where's the cheese you're going to top it with? oh, I guess I should grade some more. Ah, you didn't fucking grade the whole thing like I told you, right? Like I just fucking knew it. So how did you know? I go, because I'm not fucking retarded. That's why. Because I've done this shit 100 times. So anyway, she finally gets it in the oven. I'm like, all right, I'll see you later. And she goes, wait, where are you going? I'm like, I'm leaving. She's like, you're not going to try some? I go, absolutely not. I don't want to get fucking poisoned. But of course, like a good cousin, I stayed. I tried it, and it was disgusting. I told her, do not make this ever again. Her sister, the one that does cook, she was like, her and I were like looking at each other like we're fucking Jim at the office, like looking into the camera like that, you know? And
You seeing this shit?
literally. So she's like, oh, try it. And we're both like, oh, and I told her straight, I'm like, Christina, this is fucking garbage. And then like she had it like the next couple of days I went over to her house. She's like, do you want any of the tuna casserole? I'm like, you still didn't throw that out? I'm like, how the fuck? You're going to kill somebody with that toss. It was in there for like 4 days. She didn't even fucking touch it.
Trying to feed it on, pawn it off onto others.
Her mother came over. She's like, oh, you must have, nope, I'm good. I ate already.
You'd have to like warn everybody prior, like that is not tuna casserole.
Like,
don't touch it.
You know, and fucking Thanksgiving is not the time to experiment. Anytime you have a gathering, oh, I wanted to try this. This has extra. Don't do this.
Yeah.
Like she made a fucking weird dip last time. Oh, it was good, and that's it. Like, oh, there's so much other stuff. I don't want. I want to save room. You know.
Yeah, you gotta make something.
Trust me, there's always room. But, you know.
Oh, dude, that is... See, like, the problem is she just doesn't even understand the beginning of cooking. Like, she's not geared... Like, you know how I said earlier, anybody can learn the basics of anything? Like, she can learn how to put ingredients together and put them in a thing.
But
she
put
can't...
the right fucking ingredients. Use the right shit.
It's a basic
What are we
principle.
doing here? That's it. Follow the fucking recipe. I was trying to make She's a nurse. She's a sweetheart. Like she's gonna be a fucking doctor.
She wants it to be healthy, right?
Well, she's like, oh, I just figured I'll make the healthier version. I'm like, first of all, the chickpea pasta has just as much carbs, if not, and then like you look, there's like dyes and shit in it, and this all came from like Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or whatever the fuck. That's the biggest misconception is like, oh, if you get it from there, it's perfectly fine. It's not. Like you gotta read the labels. The fucking tuna was like farmed or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, so that's full of fucking mercury. Like we're all gonna die anyway. I'm like, the whole point, if you're going to eat something unhealthy, you got to go all the way, or is it even worth it? Like all these substitutes and stuff, unless it's complete keto for 0 carbs and like you can't take one more bite of a fucking piece of dry chicken and you have to, I understand, go for it.
Yeah.
But at that point, take a couple of days, get out of ketosis, eat something you're going to like, and then go back on your fucking journey or whatever. And it's always a journey. Nobody's just trying to fucking lose weight. That's the other thing that drives me nuts.
It's always a journey.
Oh, dude, yeah, this is like the second time I've done this. I hope it's the fucking last time. But I got fucking big. I got up to like 410. That's the biggest I've ever. Yeah, it's a lot of boy. I'm fucking.
Yeah.
You know, that was, and then it's like I'm getting close to like under 3, and I'm just trying every fucking day to just do that. What set me back was I had to have surgery because I tore my distal biceps tendon.
Okay.
Fucked me up completely. And the doctor was like, oh, you know, I was like, do I really need the surgery? He's like, yeah, if you want to be able to turn a screwdriver again. I'm like, fuck.
And that surgery was like, any surgery is daunting.
It wasn't that bad. They gave me the propofol, the good Michael Jackson shit. So I was actually looking forward to it, you know? And someone told me, yeah. And someone goes, oh, if you smoke weed the night before and tell them you did, they got to give you more than whatever. I'm like, I'm not trying to fucking, you know, die here. Like, you know. So, but again, the whole thing with the recovery on that, and I'm fucking retarded. So most people might like go in and look up like a 3D model or like see like what's gonna actually happen to them. Me, I was watching live surgeries the night before because I was like curious, like what's he gonna do? And I'm like, and after like he was digging, so I got 2 scars now. I got this one up here and that one there. So what he did was he had to cut it here, cut there. He went in, found the tendon, cut it up, ripped it up, brought it down, fished it through here, drilled a hole through the bone, pulled it out. There's like a titanium button somewhere here that kind of holds it in place and puts Kevlar around it. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to be bulletproof. He's like, no, don't. You're not going to be bulletproof. I'm like, whatever. But like actually having it happen, the next day I was just, oh my God. You know, like I was just completely like so much fucking pain. I said, when can I start working out again? He goes, listen to me. And this was back in October. He goes, in end of February, beginning of March, go play fucking rugby. But he goes, for the next 2-3 months, I need you to just take it easy. I need you to go to physical therapy. Like, if you have to go, he's like, just go on a walk. So I was taking like longer walks, and it was nice because we had a pretty mild winter up till December at least. So that really helped. Like, I was just taking the dog on like a mile, 2 mile, just moving in general. And I was like, okay, I can't fuck around. Like, something's gotta happen. Like, I really just want to drop finally again and like stay there this time.
Yeah. So that all kind of came into that all ties together in the end there.
Exactly.
And that's been working out for you, it seems.
We'll see what happens. I just gotta not fuck up. The plan is to not, take it easy with the weed, because I do get the munchies. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the weed gives you the munchies, so that we got to stay away from that. I imagine just fucking general, like walking. Good thing you have a dog, because that keeps you fucking walking all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's just a bunch of little decisions that pay off in the end. The intermittent fasting is impressive, just because like you have to kind of will your body into it. Once you've done it enough times, it's not so bad. But the beginning is the tough part, because you have a clock. You have a clock of eating. And your brain's like, why aren't we fucking?
Yeah,
what are we doing?
Here? So it was. I'll say this, like, and I started on April 3rd of 24, and then like before that, it was between 2016 and 2017. In 7 months, I had lost 100 pounds just trying. And actually, I was doing the intermittent fasting completely by accident. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna skip dinner, and then I was like, wait a minute. I'm going to the gym at this time, I'm eating at this time, and like I realized I was working with like a 4 to 6 hour window, and then I like tightened it back down to like a 2 hour window, and now technically I'm doing what they call OMAD, which is 1 meal a day. So I'll literally eat for like 20 minutes of the day, and I don't even eat like a shit ton of food like I used to. Like if you take me to a sushi place, we gotta go for all you can eat, because otherwise the bill's gonna be like $800. The place that I go to, Sushi World, right there on McCormick and Devon, they call me Godzilla in there because they fucking know me, right? So I had to like, that's the other thing. I like to eat good food. I like to eat, I'll eat garbage too. Like everybody likes to go to McDonald's every once in a while, but it's like, I know that's poison, but, it was easier this time because I had already done it once. So I was like, oh, can I go 2 days? Can I do a 30-hour fast? Can I do a 40? So I would do a 48.
72.
I just did my 72 for the first time, but I could do like 60 hours. I can do no problem. Like as soon as you get to those like the 59th, 60th, 61st hour, you're like, fuck, I gotta eat something or I'm gonna kill somebody, Legally, I mean, after 72 hours, legally, I should have been at least allowed to kill one person.
Yeah, I bet it makes the food you eat so good.
Yo, yeah, I made a quiche yesterday. It was the best fucking quiche I ever had in my life.
You're eating it like a starving man because you are one,
And then the trick is to not, eat everything immediately, like go crazy. But the thing is, it really is, the key is just slow and like take your time. It's like with anything else. It's like you just rush through shit. Because we're so conditioned to just like, oh, the day is gone, go, rush.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like that. Sure, there's a fucking job. Sure, you got a boss that's gonna break your balls. Sure, maybe there's a girlfriend or somebody out there that's gonna put pressure. It's like all these fucking outside pressures. We gotta just learn to like alleviate them the best we can, accept things for what they are, and how can we make them better by making ourselves better. And if you're gonna fuck up, but fuck up slowly, fuck up in moderation. So I like to give you an example, the last month, so from like March 1st till March 31st, I said, okay, I'm gonna hit the gym every single day, not take a single break. I'm gonna at least do 2 miles of cardio every day, no matter what.
Nice.
Because I still had to take it easy with the arm, because I noticed like as soon as I went on the cables, I haven't done the free weights yet. I've been doing all cables just in case, and I'd rather have like the free movement of the cables instead of the machines for right now. So I've been doing that, and at the end of like even the first day, right? Like it was March 1st. I'm like, okay, 30 days. I just need 30 days. And then I can go piss in a cup and get a different job or whatever the fuck I wanted to do, right? I also have to like renew my medical card, so a DOT medical card. So I was like, yeah, I haven't used it. So, but that's the thing. I haven't been driving Class A anyway, so I want to be able to do that again, legally and cleanly and like for whatever. So the first fucking day, I got into it. I did the intermittent fasting, and then like 10 o'clock came around. I'm like, fuck. I really would like to smoke a joint right now. Like just a little, before bed. So I did. I puffed. I'm like, wait a minute. There's 31 days in March. So if I go from the 2nd to the 31st, that's still 30 days. And then today's April 1st, so today counts. So there's my fucking 30 days. So I puffed a little bit, and then I went to my favorite dog shit food place was Taco Bell, right? And they had some new fucking thing. So I was like, okay, I can do Taco Bell. And this is me justifying everything in myself, right?
Yeah.
And I get there, and I'm like, okay, I don't need to get 7 fucking items. I think I'll be okay with just like a gordita crunch and a quesadilla or like a burrito or something. And I was fine. It's like once you get into that fucking mentality, and then the next day, right to the gym, I got on the scale. Oh, look at that. It didn't fucking move. It didn't go down, but I didn't go up either. Because I didn't go full fucking crazy, you know?
Right.
Full whatever, the full Monty or whatever.
You fucked up in moderation.
I fucked up in moderation. And that's the key. You just fuck up smoke a joint, smoke it. That's... if you got your habits at this point, you got your habits. And sometimes some people just need it to function. Like I got a buddy in Florida that he has to. He just cannot do it.
And there's pros and cons to everything
absolutely,
too. Like
absolutely.
Perhaps that thing that you do that is a vice also does contribute to the other things you do in some way. And you have to live a little.
Right.
Like you could die tomorrow.
We could die tomorrow. I could die going to my fucking car. We're in Chicago, for God's sake, right?
Right, yeah.
So it's like...
So at a certain point, is it like... Because, I think you can only do that so much. It's like a balance to that whole thing where, like, you want to live in the moment and enjoy those things, but you also should think long term. Like, you can't eat bullshit every day, but you can eat bullshit.
Not, yeah.
You can't... You can't eat ice cream every single night before you go to bed, but you can eat ice cream. Like, you could take that too far and think, I can't eat this, and this. I have to stay away from everything.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you're just missing all these delicious dishes that you could have had otherwise.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's literally what I did. So my thing was, after I moved back to Queens from upstate, I was like, oh my God, real food. And I went fucking crazy. Like I had a fucking chicken parm hero every fucking day. I had, like the best pasta dishes. I fucking love carbs, but I know they're my own fucking enemy.
Yeah.
And again, I was actually at that point, I was in kind of a bit of a depression, and I turned to just food. I was smoking like 2 packs a day. I didn't care if I was gonna live or die anyway. It was like at that point, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna enjoy. So, and I enjoyed a lot of really good stuff, but I did it too much, And I'm looking forward to dropping the next 60, and I'm gonna take it, the same way I did. Now that I got my arm back, I can kind of ramp it up a little bit, and I'm hoping to, again, that's the other thing. Whenever you do decide to restructure your body weight or lose weight or whatever, the best thing is to go in slowly. Actually, I used to be a personal trainer in another life.
Nice. Ryan Kruger is a personal trainer.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He's a fucking monster. I didn't know he was a personal trainer. I knew he's a weightlifter, and that guy's a fucking animal, dude.
Yeah, he was telling me he had no formal training for it. He just had the knowledge, and they hired him.
They will literally certify anything. So the way I actually got it the first time was I had lost 100 pounds. The trainer had quit, and everybody was kind of already asking me, like, what would you do, this, that? And I would kind of like... with nutrition, you want to be careful giving anybody fucking advice, right? Because, different
it's so
dietary
based
restrictions.
on everybody's.
And also, I would ask everybody before I did anything with them, because I got certified very, very easily. So much to the point, oh, fuck, I have no business fucking doing this, right? But it's I was mainly just helping people get into it. My buddy Josh, actually, who now lives in, he's down in New Orleans. That's how we met. He was one of my first clients. I helped him lose the 100 pounds. So it was so fucking great to see. And I helped a lot of people over there too. And it was just like at a Planet Fitness. And again, I met a lot of people. I was able to help a lot of people, and there's a joy in it. Just it's not even like a health thing. It's just getting yourself together and pulling yourself out of maybe a really dark place. Just trying to find a happy that maybe if it's not there, you'll get to it eventually. You might not be happy right now, but at least you can take some steps to try to get there.
Literally.
You can try to control what the fuck you can.
Yeah.
Because especially if your life is spiraling and people are dying and, a relationship fails or you get fired or something bad happens to you. It's okay, but what can I fucking control?
Yeah.
What can I do right now?
And I think that starting there it gets you in the habit of thinking that way and doing that. When you become the person that does control what you can control, you become that person.
Yeah.
You do it over and you apply it to other parts of life without even realizing it. When you force yourself, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week, and then you go 5 days a week and you feel better. not only like you approach life in a better way for one, because you feel better, but also you get into the habit of getting up and doing it, you know? Like,
Absolutely.
I think all of life is like facing a resistance, and it's that same metaphysical like resistance you're feeling when you're thinking, oh, I don't want to go to the gym, like I don't need, like there's a mental resistance that's there, and you face that
yourself,
too.
and it's yourself, like your own, you know, like I have to fucking get there to melt off last night's ice cream or last night's chicken parm or whatever the fuck I ate that I shouldn't have eaten. I have to at least go burn that off,
and when you don't, you feel shameful.
And then when you do, it's like, you know, like, or maybe you're in a hole because you're thinking about something crazy, and you're like, oh fuck it. Fuck the world, fuck everybody, I'm not going, I don't give a shit what happens to me. And that's the destructive fucking thing. So it's like, again, like...
And that pit is endless.
Exactly. And that's why if you fuck up, and you know you're going to fuck up, just fuck up in moderation. That's it.
I think it's all a spectrum, really, you know.
It
but
really
like,
is.
And really, it's best to be in the middle. You don't want to be living your life perfectly, because then you don't live a life at all. But you don't want to be fucking up all the time, because then you don't live a life at all. It's like somewhere in the middle where you can let yourself relax, but also like you find and it's different for everyone. That's the problem. Is that some people love working. Some people, they just want to work 24/7, and like. You would think that's crazy if you're somebody who likes to relax and watch a movie and, you know, hang out. That's such a different life. But whatever makes you happy, you know. But also that thing that makes you happy can't destroy you.
Yeah, because the thing is like, right, but like what you said, tomorrow's another day, and we don't know what kind of fucking tomorrow we're gonna have. We don't know if, you know, we're gonna lose somebody. We don't know if the fucking robots are gonna finally take over.
3 months.
A nuke is coming. Yeah, at least 3 months. But like, you have to fucking live for the moment. Like, not completely disregard the future, but you also do have to live right now. And that was the other thing. It's like, all right, it's like, it's time. Because the other thing, like, I'm gonna be 35 this year, so it's like, enough is enough. Like I've gone up, I've gone down with the weight, with just in general with everything. So it's just you have to get to a point where you do it for yourself and nobody else. That's the other thing. And it's like with anything, with like, I probably have to say, like, if it wasn't for my buddy Josh, I probably wouldn't have started the comedy, because it's always been in the back of my mind. You know?
He pushed you to do it.
He not just pushed me, we had gone to a comedy show at Red Room about 2 years ago, and I think it was like on the 20th. We just went on a Saturday. It was a really pretty funny show too, and I was like, and he goes to me, "Fucking dude, you could do this." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like, get the fuck out of here. I don't, you know. But again, I always kind of had it like, maybe I could. You know, you watch enough comedy. I've been watching comedy shows my whole life, and you know, enough people tell you, hey, you're pretty funny. You know, hey, you should do it. You should whatever. This is like the first time in my life I've ever actually followed a dream.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was just like working for doing whatever the fuck, you know. So it's been great. But him getting me the class, and like even before he finally got it from me, he was just like trying to do it with like the three of us with that book. So it was like finally going there and like snapping out of the fucking depression and finally being like, okay, maybe there's something here. Maybe I can do it. So yeah, I'm the furthest thing from a professional right now, considering I'm only like 2 months in or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just it's nice to have a good time again. It's nice to know that I'm still alive in there somewhere. You know?
Right.
After being completely dead inside for 5 fucking years. So
yeah. I think that is so. When you were saying earlier about like the way that a performance would inspire somebody, you know, you said something along those lines, and it made me think of, there's something I wrote back in high school, but it's a match to a spark to inspire. I want to see you start a fire.
Fucking beautiful.
And I look at all art that way. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do something so you do something better. And I think that's why art inspires people. Like, I think that's why seeing people follow their dreams makes you want to follow their dreams. And when you see, like, I think you were saying it in relation to like seeing your friends, like seeing Nikki and seeing these people on stage getting better, you know, Mehdi, those two guys.
Where I'm telling you, killing. And like, holy shit, like, and it just hits you and it makes sense. Like you said, it inspires you.
It's a reflection of yourself almost in this weird way. It's like, oh my God, if they can, I know that guy.
Yeah.
I know him and he's doing that.
Absolutely.
You know? And it's like, like when anybody says anything about like, oh, that was good what you did, like I feel like I always got to tie it back to that. Well, if you think that was cool, you do something cooler, because I'm no one. Like if I can do that,
dude,
you can
have
do
the
that.
Biggest fucking imposter syndrome too. Like I'm like up there like, oh shit, am I, you feel like, oh fuck, is it funny? Is it, whatever? It's like, I don't fucking belong here. Like that whole thing. So
you feel like you're tricking them into something.
I'm actually like looking forward to doing a mic. Like, it was Nick that fucking pulled me up, because I was only taking the class. The teacher was like, oh, make sure you get out there and do at least one mic a week, and nobody was doing them. I was like, oh, I'm like, you mean go see one? No, go do a mic. I'm like, oh fuck. So the great thing was it was on Tuesdays, and then Red Room, I don't live too far from Red Room, so Red Room was on Wednesdays, that mic.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, I got to like practice with the class, and then I got to go actually do it on stage the next day. And it was like different assignments and shit. So it was like do 3 minutes on like an observation, or like do one-liners this week, or whatever it was.
Okay.
And you kind of got, like, the class was actually pretty helpful, pretty interesting. But what I got more out of the class was, it wasn't so much like the lessons, because the teacher didn't actually have an actual like lesson plan. It was more like, okay, check out these comedians the way they did it, but we're gonna do it like this. But he just gave us like mic time. We had actually set up, me and a group of us, it was like, I think it was like 10 or 11 of us. We set up a WhatsApp chat, and then we would do a Zoom call every Sunday for like, I called it Haha Class Study Hall, right? So we would all go do our minutes there. We'd puff a little bit, we'd laugh. It was a great fucking time. And that's the best part about this, is like, it really is like the community and the friends you kind of meet and make along the way. It's like really, it's fun. And again, I'm not completely antisocial, but again, like the last 4 years, I kind of just shut down and was just kind of like, all right, let me just do what I can do. Let me just work, like fuck everybody. I'm fine just playing video games and being by myself, and I'm good. Like, whatever.
When I moved here in June of 2023. I didn't go to an open mic until October of 2024.
Really?
Just because. Well, for one, it's kind of hard to find music open mics for some reason. There just seems to be way less of those than there are comedy mics. But what I've learned is, for one, there's all arts mics that, like I said before, like a lot of them don't say that up front, so it's kind of hard to tell. Like people told me, like, oh, you can go to Red Room, they won't care.
Yeah.
But it's like, I've learned I can go to most.
Not just not care, they fucking love you.
Yeah,
you know that.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
But I think with what I do, I could probably take that to any comedy mic, and they'll be like, we'll allow it. Yeah. They'll be like, we'll allow this.
You're not like, like, oh, I'm trying this out. No, like, you really know what the fuck you're doing.
Yes.
You know your shit. You've done it for so long. Too.
Yeah. But just all that to say, even though I have that confidence, and even though I agree with you, I know my shit, I fucking could take that anywhere, I still will lock myself away and not go to things. Yeah. I'll come up with reasons on the day of an open mic, like, oh, maybe not. And then every time I go, it's fucking fantastic, and I meet people, and it's a great experience, and I'm like, damn.
I'm still waiting for that. We'll get there.
But even just like the people you meet, like you're saying, though, like so many of the people I've had on this show, I've met either at an open mic, well, the chain reaction that one open mic caused. So when I went to that one that I feel like it's good that I waited, because it's almost like fate. Because I met Tim Perez, I met James Najjar, I met Sean Shaw, I met Jake Pita, there's a bunch of these people who, like, Rabbi Dude, they all appeared on my podcast shortly thereafter, or like, I think all of those people I just listed appeared on my podcast at least once. But also that chain reaction. So now it's like this net of people, and that's kind of like the more people you meet in the community, the more everybody kind of knows everybody.
Right.
So the more and more people I talk with, even on this show, the more and more that net expands, and you don't even realize the reach you have by the time you have it. Like, I think that's why when you said earlier about like getting booked, that was the first thing I said, is I think most of it's just going to shows. I think most of it is being there and talking to people.
It's also just getting comfortable, getting exposed, and people seeing you, and that's kind of how it happens. And the more mics you do, the more you'll get booked, and the more people will want to see you again. And it's a really interesting process. And I'll tell you this, like, I have gained such a new respect for the art form in general.
Me too.
Like, I already knew it was a difficult fucking thing to do.
Yeah.
But then to like actually go out and attempt it, it's like, fuck, like shit, this is something else. You know?
Because I mean, there's always an expectation to have some fresh take on something.
Right. Yeah.
You always kind of so many of these open mics, like half the people for one, it's not a real audience. It's other comedians, so there's this weird pressure where it's like, can they tell that I'm so new to this? Like, there's so many of these weird things you would never predict before you try it.
You'd never get right.
Yeah, I feel like going into the open mics, I get such a raw perspective on comedy. I didn't understand it. I didn't know it was like that. I kind of knew, but I didn't know. And the more and more I see these, the more and more I realize, like, okay, so. Like there is this kind of like grind element to comedy that is integral to the success factor. Like almost all of these comedians go to all these different open mics and they feel these different rooms out, and it's like this thing where you're shaping your material and your personality, and it's all this extra shit. That's that craft. It's the craft aspect of comedy where if you just look at like a special, you could never understand what it takes to get there. You would never even know. Like it's just, unless you see some of that, you see the little pieces of it, unless you are like a super fan of a comedian and you go to 10 of their shows and you watch them refine a bit, you'll never really understand like what it takes to even, because I've had like going to different open mics, you'll see one of your friends, they'll try a joke, it kind of works, and then you'll see them do that same joke 3 weeks later, and it's a little bit more polished.
Right.
And it's like shit like that like you just see being there, and it's a learning experience for sure.
Or weirder than that, like, you see them do a joke, and then it dead silence, and then you'll try it out somewhere else, maybe the same way, and it fucking kills. Mm-hmm. Or you see the opposite, you see him kill with it, and then the same way, and it bombs, and you're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
It's so, and then the other thing you worry about is like, oh fuck, I've said the same shit so many times that people sick of hearing it, and it's like, you can't even look at it like that, because it's, the way everyone keeps saying is like, it's the gym. Joy Gamby had said it, she goes, we're at the gym. We're here to get the reps in, we're here to polish, we're here to, see what the fuck we could do with it, refining,
Yeah.
And that's, again, it's the whole craft of it. There's for me at least, there's like a whole new appreciation to like what stand up is, what art is like what it means to try to make it and do something. Just and for me it's like just get somebody to laugh.
Mm-hmm. And I think like, I think the longer you do it, the more you realize like it's good that you have that idea now, because I think people come into things with the wrong like they're drawing a false conclusion.
Right.
Like, oh, I want to be popular, I want success, like I want this to pan out. Like, you should just be focusing on right now, just having a good time,
living in the moment.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because I mean, if you do get success, you'll probably reminisce on those days that you were going to the open mics and meeting all these friends. It'll actually be the opposite of like, oh, I'm going to be successful and be happy. Right. It's like you're actually it's easier now. Like there's way less pressure now where you are now. You can just go and fucking say something so stupid and nobody will care. Yeah. If you're famous,
and you will get a laugh. Somebody will fucking laugh at that.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it could be you just doing your fucking Indian voice. I could do my Indian voice, get the laugh.
Exactly.
Now I have 3 million followers. I do my Indian voice, and they write an article about me.
Right.
Like
fuck.
You don't really want these things you think you want, and so it's kind of confusing. Like and I think that there's something also about the open mic environment that like feeds into your creativity, because everyone's there for mostly the same reasons.
Yeah.
So that's also like through that, you end up surrounding yourself with the right people, just through being there.
The environment you're supposed to do, surrounded by other creative people and other people that, and honestly, like mostly every single person I met has been such a sweetheart. Everybody's been so fucking cool. It's been really, and everyone's been very encouraging. Like, no, keep going. It's, whatever. It's nice. I remember the first one I did. He goes, well, was that really your first time? No, maybe he was being nice, but he's like, no, it was pretty decent. And that fucking, again, and that's probably the best I've felt. Like again, snapping out of depression is one thing, and again, it's just, I'm probably the happiest I've been in the last like 2 or 3 years, which is good saying something,
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's just being nice to like remind yourself that you're still alive in there somewhere.
Yeah. I feel that way when I write a new song. I always feel like I still got it. I feel good afterwards, because like, I will tell myself like maybe I lost him, and then I'll fucking write my next masterpiece. Yeah. Like that's how it feels, But you have to prove it to yourself all the time.
Yeah,
I think that's important,
It's
that's what going to the gym and getting those reps in is. It's proving you can still lift those weights.
And that's what fucking Mehdi said too. He goes, yeah, you're paying the muse. You're getting it,
Yeah, man. Well, hey, it's been awesome.
It's been fantastic. This was so much fun. It was so nice meeting the babies.
Yeah, Oscar's. See, this is what I warned you about beforehand. About like 30 minutes in, he got up, and now he's giving me that sad stare he gives me. Like it looks like he's about to die right there. He's like, Dad, please.
He could ask you for anything right now.
And it's like what he's saying is like, pay attention to me, like come out in the other room and just lay next to me. Like he doesn't have a clear understanding of what he even wants. That's the frustrating part. Yeah. I don't know if he knows what he wants, but he wants something. Yeah, we talking about Mr. Oscar? Good boy. But yeah, man, it's been awesome. At the very end, what I always try and do is, for one, give the people the social media so they can find you wherever you're at. Let them know where that is. They listen to us this long. If they don't listen to more of you, what are you doing with your life? You might as well start doing keto. And then the other thing is, if you got a message for the kids at home, a final thing to send them home with, you want to inspire them, you want to leave them with something good, now is your chance, sir. The floor is yours.
All right. Dimitri Venice. Just follow me at Dimitri_Venice on Instagram. And the only message I have to say is just when you fuck up in moderation.
Yeah.
That's it.
Fuck up in moderation, boys and girls. Make your mistakes wisely, and make sure if you're going to smoke crack, only do it on Tuesdays. With that being said, folks, Ruse Radio, clocking out. Double down, competition couldn't help him to rock. Missed the whole time, holy fell through the flock. That's an ordinary miracle, wealth to the block. It's a balance in the character that's calm and collect. It's apparent his caricature is lost in the